Welcome everyone to the Unexpected Purple. Yes, we definitely don't name that podcast like we did before. That was very inappropriate of me. I'm so sorry for insulting everyone's purples, okay?
Yeah, I had to correct you off stream. We had a very... Yes. You didn't see it. Maybe I should have recorded it. This was like a half-hour debate we had over this thing here. This name.
Yeah, so this is the podcast where I used CBT on you in order to make you watch The Hobbit.
Yeah, you did. You did.
So are your scrotes good now? Did you Hobbit out?
I didn't get a lot of sleep because I did watch it immediately before. Well, like the night before we're recording this and stuff. I got like 5 hours of sleep out of it. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I spaced it out over 2 days, which is the obvious way of doing it.
Lucky you, I guess.
And then on those days I went on the mountains. So I felt just like one of those dwarves,
Nice. Far over the misty mountains, cold and whatnot.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't remember the fucking songs anymore. I don't know. I used to remember them based
on the
animated
a lot. But I forget them. I'm so bad at lyrics. But yes.
Wow. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, there are trees blazing in the fire or something. I don't know.
Something like that, yeah.
Is fire red? Is it shown to be red? Probably doesn't make sense.
Well, to start this off, what do you know about the production of The Hobbit? Do you know anything about the making of your favorite movies of all time?
I mean, I know that Peter Jackson has put all of the love and care into it, just like he did with Lord of the Rings, but people somehow didn't enjoy it as much.
There's a clip people like to circulate where he literally says that he was winging it for these Hobbit films.
Well, that's insane considering all the effort that went into these. Look at all these beautiful costumes.
It is taken out of context a bit, but it is funny to hear him say that, and then compare it to the resulting films and stuff, I guess. But yeah,
I mean, I'm sure that I will strongly disagree with all the changes they will propose. But how much of these? How many hours would you leave in this movie from what you have here?
I've seen a very good fan edit of it that was about 4 hours.
Wow.
I might
it's just the first movie.
No, it's they cut out large chunks of all three of them. But
makes sense.
What I would do is I would have just planned it to be shorter to begin with. Originally, Del Toro was going to make 2 films, right? 2 Hobbit films, one and then the other one. That's how 2 works. And he was going to
start with 2 usually.
What do you mean?
I start with the second one usually.
What do you mean? Wait, what?
I love when I have to explain a stupid joke. Okay, go on.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Like, I thought you were saying like, oh yeah, no, I started watching this trilogy with the Desolation of Smaug, and I was gonna be so fucking mad, dude. But yeah.
No, I was joking that you would start making the second movie before the first.
Okay, well they did film them all at once, right? So this might have had a shooting schedule to rival The Shining. It might be one of the only movies to do it, and it's because it's 3 movies. But yeah, this is
Well, it had a lot of extras, so it probably would have taken like a huge budget.
Yeah, these movies are very expensive. Yeah, but it was they were gonna make 2 movies with Del Toro doing them, and then I think the studio from the very start they wanted it to be 3, right? Because Lord of the Rings was 3 and it made $3 billion instead of $2 billion. So they wanted it to be 3, and so they I guess gradually kind of pushed Del Toro out, is what I've heard, and he got replaced with Peter Jackson, who was probably paid as much as like a nice house's worth of money to like direct all 3 of these. More than a nice house. That's like only $1 million. Okay, probably way more than that. Yeah,
I was literally just gonna say a nice house. That's just $1 million.
Well, yeah, like a nice house and like several years worth of like studio funding for him to make his fucking. He clearly has enough money to sit there and like AI upscale the Beatles for 9 years or whatever he's been up to. So,
Wow, who the fuck cares about the Beatles? That's crazy.
Very true. Rare Florian W, which might mean that I'm wrong, but fuck the Beatles.
Obviously everyone loves the Beatles, but I don't see the point. Like, jeez,
it's too early before my time. I can't care for that music. But yeah, The Hobbit.
Well,
okay.
Unlike Queen.
Well, Queen is amazing, okay, and they're newer. They are like 20 years newer. But The Hobbit...
yeah, I guess.
Yeah. The Hobbit is a great story written by J.R.R. Tolkien, right? It's a short novel. It's a children's book. It's very good, though, and it's brief and concise.
Like most of this stuff is already in it, though. Like,
no, it is not. There are large chunks that just are not in The Hobbit. Some of them are from like Lord of the Rings appendices and stuff, but like, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, those are still in the lore. Makes sense.
They're in the lore, but like, they shouldn't be in the middle of this Hobbit movie.
I mean, if you're gonna make The Hobbit into an epic, you're probably gonna have the extra material from the lore, right?
Well, you shouldn't make The Hobbit into an epic, is the point. That's my point here, anyway.
I mean, you like the first part.
The first part is mostly just stuff from the book kind of expanded out and made longer, which is okay. It's still, like, overblown. Like, there's still 45 minutes before this guy fucking leaves his home for no reason.
No way, dude.
It could have been, like, 15 minutes for this whole intro.
No, that's the best part. I love getting to know all the dwarves and their annoying habits.
Yeah, you like the part where Bilbo like rudeness. Passes out for no reason, and then he wakes up and they re-explain the whole adventure to him again, and then they sing a song. Like it's too long.
Yeah, I guess it's strange he would pass out just at hearing that there's a dragon, but okay.
I mean, you know, it's exaggerated. I'm not even mad about like these individual elements. I'm mad that they're here to just pad it out.
Why did he pass out? He doesn't pass out normally, right? Unless he's knocked out.
I don't fucking know. Maybe that's in the book, but but the book's like this chapter is like 10 pages or some shit too. So you know, they got through it quickly. It's
only on the Lord of the Rings where they have like the whole chapter dedicated to the pipeweed, right?
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is very long, and that's why it works as like a trilogy of films because it's already usually split up as 3 books, right? 3 books that each have like 2 book breaks in them. They sell it as a box set of like 7 books that you can get. They cut up Lord of the Rings in all sorts of ways, but you know.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, it's fucking. I think it's abhorrent that they took this beautiful little children's novel and they stretched it into like a stupid, overly long fantasy trilogy. I think that sucks.
So you would just go with 4 hours and have that be 2 movies?
Yeah, 2 movies. It's fine. The cut I saw had an intermission in the middle. That was good.
Well, the cinematic cut had an intermission, yeah?
Well, it had 2 intermissions because 3 movies, but the fan edit I saw, it's 2 hours, then like it has an intermission, and then it's another 2 hours, so...
Wait, when did you see that?
Like years ago.
Okay.
I watched it with my little brother after we watched Lord of the Rings, but yeah. He would not have been willing to watch 3 fucking movies after already watching the 3 Lord of the Rings. It was hard to get him to finish it all. He liked it, but you know, attention spans on small children and stuff.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you could do the same with Lord of the Rings. I'm pretty sure, like, if you cut it down to 4 hours, you probably have the impression that it's pretty good, you know?
It would still be good, but, like, it's better longer, though. Like, there's no, like, bad stuff or wasted time in the Lord of the Rings. It's all good.
I mean, can that really be true?
Yes. Because there's 3 movies worth of story. Because there's 3 books worth of story. Whereas The Hobbit is 1 book, and they made it into 3 movies.
Oh yeah, like when they have the epic battle in Helm's Deep, that's so different when they have the epic battle at Minas Tirith, you know? It's totally original, man.
The fact that this is... You cannot do this. You cannot start shit-talking fucking Lord of the Rings.
You're the one who says that everything needs to be short, you know?
No, not everything needs to be short, but short things should probably stay short and not be extended pointlessly for no reason forever.
Come on, dude. Lord of the Rings, when he just wrote another epic, like, final battle, you really think that was like, wow, how inspired? How did they think of that one? Jeez.
What do you mean? That's the end of the Lord of the Rings. It ends with a big battle. It's a story.
Yeah, like instead of Gandalf coming in saving the day, this time we have Aragorn with the ghosts. Ooh, impressive! Wow, we really need 2 of those same battles. You know, wow.
Yes, it's neat to have like an action scene to introduce your character. That's okay in a story. And that's how Tolkien chose to write it, and that's how the movies chose to portray it.
No, it's the same battle where they have like a big.
Oh my god!
What do you mean? how are they so impressively different, huh?
What? What do you mean? What, the scene when he's fucking like fighting the things on Weathertop, like one man against like 9 monsters? That's like not different from the Battle of Helm's Deep. What are you talking about?
Let me think here. I haven't seen this in a while. What are you talking about? What's it? Who's fighting?
The scene when they introduce Aragorn. There's the 9 like Nazgul evil guys, right? And then there's Aragorn, and he like fends them off pretty much on his own. Frodo gets stabbed. It's like a fantastic scene that introduces that character, and it builds like a lot of the.
No, I'm talking about the Battle of Minas Tirith, where they have Aragorn come off the boat with an army of ghosts.
That scene, I don't think. Or at least he's not in it most of the time.
Aragorn brings the ghosts.
Does he bring them to Minas Tirith? I don't actually. I kind of get a little confused whenever I watch those movies and there's like 3 big battles going on at once, honestly. But that's because I'm not paying attention.
They have the final battle at Helm's Deep, okay, where they have Saruman, and he brings in this one guy who has the bomb, okay, and he blows up the wall.
That's the second movie. That's like a whole movie away.
Yeah, that's the second movie. Yeah. And then we have the third movie where there's another big battle, and we have instead of Gandalf saving the day, we have Aragorn saving the day with the second army to wipe out the orcs. Okay, it's pretty similar in my opinion.
Well, if you think 2 large-scale CGI fight scenes are too much for one movie trilogy, then you're gonna hate this Hobbit trilogy, which has about 5.
You're the one who insists that we need to have less of, okay? Like,
no, you don't need to have less of every story. Not every story needs to be short, but some of them start short.
You tell me then how this last stronghold of humanity, where they have to fight for their life again, is so different than the first one, okay? Tell me how we needed to have both Helm's Deep and Minas Tirith, okay?
Well, for one of them set in the day, one of them set at night. They have a nice visual contrast going on.
Impressive.
One of them features entirely different characters. It's mostly about, like, for the most part, Minas Tirith is about, was it Pippin or Merry, one of them, and, like, the girl, right?
Yeah.
There's different characters in it. It's a different scene entirely. There's, like, giant creatures of the night, like these giant night beasts and stuff flying around in Minas Tirith. They weren't. I mean,
they have pretty different settings in the battles in this movie as well. I don't know if you noticed.
They do, but the problem is the battles shouldn't be there at all because they're not from the original story and they're not very good. Should we go through these movies? And I think there's 3 movies to cover. We should start with the first one, I think. Maybe.
So I guess anytime I suggest something is pointless in Lord of the Rings, you're just gonna say it's in the book, so it's fine, right?
Well, it's in the book, and I can tell you like how it like drives these characters forward, and it like works for the storyline, right?
I mean, we just have like another big epic showdown at the end. That's like The Lord of the Rings is repetitive. Okay, you can't. I don't see how you could deny that. I
don't consider it repetitive to have 2 battle scenes.
They're not 2 like they're 2 sieges where the orcs are about to win, but then a mysterious figure comes and saves them with an army that was previously not related. Okay,
is that what happened? Like, I don't remember that happening in either of them. There's a bit like
it happens when Aragorn brings the ghosts. It happens when Gandalf brings the Riders of Rohan in Helm's Deep, okay?
Okay.
Like, they do this exact thing twice.
That's fine. You can do that.
Is it now? Is it now okay to be repetitive?
Well, the ghost thing honestly kind of comes out of nowhere, but the Riders of Rohan bit, like, that's a whole subplot for that film, yeah.
No, the ghosts actually are also a whole subplot where Aragorn goes to the mountain and talks to the ghosts.
Well, maybe I dislike the ghost bit a little bit more than you do then, but you're the one who's trying to argue that it's pointless and you're defending it now. I don't understand. But yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you that they did the same thing twice. Like, the 2 epic battles, they are pretty similar. That's what I'm saying.
That's fine. You can have scenes in a movie. You can have more than one scene in a trilogy of movies that are similar.
It's very epic. It's like it's if you have like 2 sports two sport movies, and most of the time it's like, oh, they're one goal away. Oh, what a big surprise. Oh, they pull the same move to win. Ah, jeez.
Well, that's a whole genre of like wasted identical movies. Okay. You can hear about that in a recent collaboration about Air Bud and Most Valuable Primate on YouTube.
Well,
That's a good video.
You made an Air Bud video with Mumkey? Is that
no, Weekend did. Okay.
Okay.
That's their collaboration, and it's very good. But
I see.
Yeah, whatever.
Still have to see that one.
Yeah. You're not a frequent viewer of every Mumkey video.
I don't check my YouTube subscription all the time, okay? Jeez.
Wow. Fake fan. But there's
wow.
Anyway, should we talk about the first Hobbit movie first to start this off? I don't have a lot of notes for it.
Like if you're just gonna say that the being repetitive and having too much action is bad in this, but it's not bad in Lord of the Rings, then that's pretty fundamentally weird.
These are completely different. Like, one of these stories is like set up in its own way. All of these things, they lead into each other. This is like the natural progression of the story. And in the other one, these scenes are like forced in, and they aren't like properly like led into at all.
But you gave the first one a 4 out of 5, okay?
Yeah, I did. I want to talk about it and why I liked it. But you're not letting me. You're trying to complain about Lord of the Rings for 15 minutes for no reason.
Dude, we can have a conversation without you crying about it, please.
This is the Hobbit Review podcast.
Great. Now I forgot what I was saying again. Thanks. Cool. I love how you're trying to speed it up by interrupting me. That's impressive.
I know that this podcast is going to be like 5 hours long, so I'm trying to.
Yeah, if you keep complaining about it, it will be. Jesus, let me fucking think. Jeez. Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll let you think then.
Okay, great. What did I say? Jesus.
I don't know.
Great. Oh, you don't even know before you cut me off. Cool. Okay, so obviously the idea here is that we take the Hobbit and we make it a big epic battle. And in the movie, it's like the whole in the book, like it's in the lore, it's the Hobbit went and there was a battle of the 5 armies. Like that's the lore of this universe, right? I think it makes sense to have an epic battle, and you agree that like 4 hours of it is fine, and I think that 9 hours of it is fine.
I'm okay with there being an epic battle at the end of the movie, honestly. Like that's okay. It's just the problem is that it's like 9 hours and it doesn't like help with the Battle of 5 Armies. That whole battle scene takes like a full hour, and like there's no good like character moments or character stuff in it really at all. There's like maybe 5 minutes worth of that across those.
I mean, there's hour. Definitely. Wait, what's the character stuff in Lord of the Rings when they fight in Minas Tirith? Do you know?
Well, Minas Tirith, from what I remember, that's the one where there's the fucking where she fights the Witch King. She's like, I am no man, right? And she stabs him in the face. Yeah. That's like her arc. That's that character's entire arc. Merry or Pippin, whichever one it was, he like learns to be courageous and stuff.
Oh my God.
It's doing character work on these people.
I love how
by rallying the army of the dead, he's like fucking becoming the king. He is like becoming the proper ruler of this land and commanding the army and stuff.
By rallying
the
dead. Wow.
Yeah, because he's the king now, and they're gonna recognize his leadership and stuff, and they're gonna come fight in this world. It's part of like the whole world, the living and the dead, the nature, the trees, the whole world is coming up against Sauron's army, and that's what is so wonderful about like the ending of Lord of the Rings and like its whole arc as it goes along. It's a very, very good trilogy of movies.
Well, I think the Witch King death is really stupid. How it's like, oh yeah, she can kill him because she's a woman, and also the Hobbit has a magic blade, so that's why he could wound him. That's like, wow, really? Are you even trying with that one? But then
I haven't seen that in a while.
I mean, like it's moderately good, I guess, but like it's not written like it's amazing. Like, wow, she can kill him because she's a woman. Damn, they were always telling her that a woman isn't gonna kill someone. Jeez, impressive.
I mean, that is the subplot. Yeah. This movie won like 11 Oscars. I think it still holds like the record. Maybe it's tied with something now, but it still holds that record as most Oscars of any film ever.
I mean, I obviously love The Lord of the Rings, but like people complain about things in The Hobbit that I see in Lord of the Rings as well. Like these battle scenes, they are very long. Okay, they're pretty epic, I guess. And in this one, they are very silly because the Hobbit book is a bit more silly than The Lord of the Rings, so they really went ham with. You do? I thought you were gonna start complaining about how the elf does the Matrix run or whatever.
Well, some of that's dumb, and that character shouldn't even be in it, right? But I'm fine with like a generally lighter tone for most of it. Maybe not during the climactic battle where your main character is like being murdered. The main character who shouldn't be the main character because you fucking made the Hobbit movie into 3 movies for no reason, so the Hobbit gets maligned, sidelined in his own trilogy.
You think Thorin shouldn't get an epic death?
No, it's fine. It's fine if he does get an epic death, right? He should be like a secondary character. I do think it takes too much focus on Thorin toward the end. And Legolas shouldn't be there at all, because why? He does not add much. He just fights like an orc mini-boss, and that's it. He wastes time.
I guess that's pretty funny. He fights Bolg, the son of Asog.
Everyone's favorite character, Bolg. Great addition.
Well, people didn't like Asog either. Well, Bolg was definitely from the lore, but yeah.
Well, they're all in the fucking lore, but they shouldn't be like elevated to like main villain status, Main villain is Thorin and his greed and stuff. Just focus on that.
Wow, I can't believe
be there as well.
I can't believe that you think that Thorin is a villain. Wow,
he is.
I think that Thorin goes through the best character arc in any of this universe. Okay, the learning that you don't let your friends die because of making money is pretty relatable to me. Okay, it's like I struggle with that one still, and I think it's great that we finally have like an actual relatable hero who struggles with actual issues instead of all these noble ass bullshit heroes who always knew they were gonna fight the big bad and of course they're gonna become the king in the end. Come on.
Yeah. I don't care for Thorin much at all, okay? And this ties into a note that I have for the first one. One of my few notes that I wrote for the first movie. Thorin is a killjoy and he's boring. I thought
killjoy. Wow. When is he a killjoy?
The whole movie, like every time he's on screen, the movie becomes super, super serious and super just like dark and depressing and sad for a minute. Which like it's okay if there's sad scenes, but like this character has no joy in him whatsoever. There's never a moment where he smiles until like the end and stuff. So he's just miserable, and it makes him like hard to be around, and it makes you not want to see him succeed really or care about him very much.
It is very funny how the whole point of Bilbo is that he found Thorin to be his friend. He was never his king, he was his friend. It's like, wow, this guy who's brooding about like his dead parents.
Yeah. He was nice to him like maybe 3 times in the trilogy, so yeah. Best friend.
But, well, I mean, he did have dragon sickness, okay? You gotta forgive him. Like, jeez,
that's fair for, like, the ending of it, but, he should be, like, nicer throughout, like, the other ones to him. There should be good character moments between the two of them.
Like, he's developing the dragon sickness, okay? It's always been there.
No, he's supposed to only get that when he's in the mountain with the gold. That's how it works. But, I noticed, by the way, Thorin and Keely are the 2 dwarves who are shaved. And that's because the movie, like, doesn't trust... Like, they don't think, like, oh, you can't have a main dwarf character who's, like, has, like, a big bushy beard. Never mind the fact that everyone fucking loves Gimli, who's, like, a main character in the other trilogy of movies that we made, who has a giant bushy beard. And you can still, like, see him emote and stuff. Stupid. But,
Wow. Can't have any shaved dwarf to be the king, okay.
I think it's lame. It's just lame that they won't commit to, like, these dwarves are... hairy creatures, like properly for the main characters.
Those are just 2 examples. Jesus, man.
I can literally see in my head the studio executive going, well, if this dwarf is going to have a love triangle, then I think he should look, maybe he should look a little more Aragorn-like, He shouldn't be all hairy.
Well, he is very undwarvish anyways, like dwarves aren't supposed to be horny and lustful for elves, okay? He's a freak. I guess. It makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
And how would he seduce the elf if he was just a hairy dwarf?
This fucking subplot should not exist to begin with. This is like the biggest offender of the whole trilogy. But
I hate when they put a single woman in my stuff. She's gotta go.
No, I hate when they put a single woman in and then they give her nothing to do but lust after some shitty character who I don't care about.
She is always there to protect the dwarves, okay? She's the only reason why they even got this far.
Yeah, I'm glad there's 2 Legolases now in this movie that shouldn't have any. Great addition, Peter.
You gotta have a female Legolas. That's pretty good.
Yeah. But I don't know. I want to talk about some of the good stuff in Unexpected Journey, because I really did enjoy this when I was watching it. It was pretty fun.
Wait, what are your ratings of the other 2? Are they 1 stars?
I can say right now my stars, okay, on them. The second one I gave 2.5 stars, and then the third one I gave 1 star. So
wow, of course you did, Jesus.
Yeah, they get considerably worse as they go along. They really do. But yeah, so some of the cool stuff though. This first one, right? The troll scene is great. It plays out really nicely. You know, there's a bit of fighting there that's not in the book, but it's not like overdone fighting. It's just enough to give you like a nice amount of action for a minute, and then they go back to like the stuff that's in the book and they adapt it nicely. It's very, very well done sequence. And then Gandalf comes in, he saves them. It's really good.
I love the troll combat in that one. It's so fluid how they work together and stuff. It's really good. I guess you're right. That's probably a pretty good one. You know, that one inspired me a lot.
Yeah, there's like the one shot where they all come charging in, and it like pans up, and you can see them all running around the fire, slashing at their ankles and stuff. It's good camera work. All the action is like filmed well and stuff in all these, I guess.
Yeah, these trolls don't stand a chance. These dwarves are insanely powerful. That's why they need to threaten to kill Bilbo and stuff in order to get the upper hand. I love the fighting style, how they're always like able to do like Matrix stuff, you know, even though they're like fat.
A little bit. You know, like, it's not like Matrixy. I would say. No,
you're right.
You know.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking that they have like some kind of force, you know, like from Star Wars, where they, if you throw anything at a dwarf, they will catch it. Okay,
That's true. They are. I think they're just good at that, though. You know, they've been around for like 500 years. I was a bit confused on the timeline because they have these flashbacks, and they act like these flashbacks are across like hundreds of years, and I guess they must be, right?
Well, I can tell you that
500. I don't know.
Thorin lives to 200, okay? And Killy was 80 years when he died. Those are the 2 that I looked up. And then
that's weird then.
We have Balin, who is the dwarf with the white beard. I think he's probably... Well, he's definitely the oldest. So I think he might have gotten to 800... to 400 or something. Actually, let's find out.
I don't know. It's probably written down somewhere. It is a little weird. Like they do act like, oh, this is like ancient battles and stuff that were happening when the dragons took over and stuff, but it's really only like 80 years ago. I don't know.
Wait, that's not right. Balin is younger than Thorin? What?
In the books is probably very different, actually. Yeah, but you know,
that's bizarre.
You can't have an old guy be the leader of this troop of dwarves. He's got to look like Aragorn. That's another studio note from up high. From that, you know who it is? That fucking fat greasy fuck from Smiling Friends with the chicken nuggets. It's him. Every single time, it's him. Yeah.
Didn't you like it when Balin says, "I'm getting too old for this," and then he perfectly snipes like 10 wargs that are coming at him with his bow launcher?
Yeah. In general, a lot of the action scenes are very, very overblown. Like, there's too many like fighters and stuff who are being taken out too quickly. It's a bit silly. Which, like, they're only doing that to match Lord of the Rings, and what they're doing is they're matching Return of the King. They're not trying to match like the first one, where when there's a fight, it's like, oh, Aragorn struggles to like get rid of these Nazgul and fend them off for a minute. It's like really long.
Well, you see, the thing about the thing about orcs is that their heads are not very heavily attached to their bodies. Okay, they come right off.
Okay, you throw a rock at them, the fucking head comes off. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, there are crazy decapitations in this movie.
There are.
Like, wow.
There's a bit in Five Armies where they ride and they jump across like 8 trolls. All of their heads come off. And I was what the fuck? There's so much blood. It was amazing, actually.
Like, but, when I first saw it, I thought those were just orcs, but no, those are the big fucking trolls.
They're big ass cave trolls, and like 8 of them he kills in a second.
and good thing too that Gawain, or whatever his name is, Dane, got out of the way, or else he would have had the same fate.
Yeah.
Because that's important, because he turns out to be the king in the end, you know? He's the last in the line of Durin.
I guess so, yeah. But in this first one, anyway, Gollum scene, Riddles in the Dark, that is, like, perfectly executed. There's, like, nothing in there that's bad. It's like a 15-minute stretch of just perfect Lord of the Rings stuff, and I love it. And I'm glad that they had the restraint not to bring Gollum back for the other two. Because you know that fucking chicken nugget guy, he was going, Gollum sells a lot of merchandise. We sell a lot of Gollum action figures and Funko Pops. You should put them in the other two, Peter. And he was like, fuck no, that's where I draw the line. And thank God he did.
Well, they surpassed. They appeased him by saying that Gollum gets his own movie. Okay, so we got that to look forward to.
Yeah, we can look forward to the fucking solo Gollum movie. I can't wait. Directed by Andy Serkis, director of Venom: Let There Be Carnage, my favorite film.
Well, I cannot imagine anything greater than a Gollum movie. Okay,
it's possible that it's good, but I think it's a very far-fetched idea. I guess we'll see. But you know,
I mean, I think the Gollum game could have been so good, but I mean, obviously it's
well,
terrible.
It was not. Yeah. But yeah, I think you know, they have like all of the goblin scene stuff where they're like the Goblin King, he's singing and stuff. I like that. That feels. I almost wonder if that's like a holdover from like Del Toro stuff, because that seems like something he'd have, where he's got this silly voice and he's going like, "Oh, down in the deep." So, yeah, it's great.
It's more Scottish than that, but I'm actually surprised that you enjoy the base Goblin King, because like the Goblin scenes are definitely like one of the most unhinged scenes. Like their heads come off so easily as well. Okay,
they do. The whole bit where they're like running away and they're killing like 3 million goblins in a second, that's a little silly, but you know.
They're spamming the Wilhelm screams on that one, okay? So I'm surprised
every time the Wilhelm scream comes in, I do not forgive the Wilhelm scream. It makes me want to literally just end myself. It's so bad. And because it's not just that it's the Wilhelm scream, it's that it's mixed louder than everything else. It's louder than the music, it's louder than like all the sound effects. The fucking Wilhelm scream. Did you see the part in fucking the second one where like the guy gets taken?
I was gonna mention
this like main character. He's like, "Oh, please tell my son that I love him." It's this touching, like tragic moment, and then he gets got, and it's the fucking Wilhelm scream for this like main character. It's inexcusable.
Yeah, it's like everything is perfect down to the minutest detail, and the Wilhelm scream just makes everything work perfectly.
No.
I love how.
It's so bad. I never want to hear that again in my fucking life, dude.
Every time I hear a Wilhelm scream, I smile, okay? It's too good.
Fuck you, you normie bitch. How dare you?
I love that Thrain has been added to the movie in the extended edition, and he dies with a Wilhelm scream. That's
it's bad.
Powerful.
You know in your heart that that's the worst thing in any movie ever.
No, I love.
You won't
the
let
Wilhelm
yourself
scream.
admit it.
No, it's like a joke among the directors, okay? The good directors.
Is it? Did you know that this funny scream, that it's literally like YouTube short fodder bullshit?
Yeah, I'm
aware,
people
have been cooking up for 50 years, and I fucking hate it. Ben Burt can kill himself, okay?
Yeah, I love that. I love that these guys can just own their stupid ass intro, and you can't stop them. Okay,
I fucking hate it so much.
All your artsy, pretentious directors that you like, they ain't got nothing on the Wilhelm scream. Okay.
I don't know why you keep bringing artsy into this conversation, dude. But I don't know how that's relevant at all.
He knows what you complain about the Wilhelm scream. Okay.
I do. I think it sucks.
You can't let me have this one choice. Wow.
It's not good. It's really bad.
Well, shockingly, there are lots of Wilhelm screams in Lord of the Rings, so I guess...
Yeah, they're bad in that too.
Once again, we're still back to square one.
I'm not gonna keep complaining about Lord of the Rings, okay? We're done with that part of the video.
Hey, yeah, no, you can't act like it's so bad if it's already in the Lord of the Rings, okay?
I remember it being mixed differently, so you at least could like kind of ignore it in Lord of the Rings. It's not like the loudest thing in the movie for no reason.
Well, yeah, but now they have to make it noticeable, okay?
No, they don't. They shouldn't have. Did you see these movies in theaters, by the way? Did you see them in 48 frames a second?
I sure did.
I did, and it made me sick to my stomach, I remember. But yeah,
I'm sorry that this dose of reality is too overwhelming for you, but
it made it look like a sitcom. Okay,
I hate that we're in the dark timeline where high frame rate didn't catch on. Okay, it would have been perfect, but no.
Don't you worry, Jim Cameron. He's bringing it back. More and more scenes of these fucking shitty Avatar movies are going to be high frame rate. So I guess we have that to look forward to.
Did that one have half high frame rate?
I think some scenes are and some scenes aren't, which is probably even worse, honestly, than it just being there for the whole movie.
Yeah, I hate variable frame rates. It's the whole reason why I hate like the Spider-Verse. Oh, jeez.
Wow. Spider-Verse is the only movie where it looks cool and hasn't made me sick. Okay, fuck off. But
well, you just hate high frame rate. You probably wouldn't mind.
That's true. It probably doesn't go over
24
in Spider-Verse, I guess.
Yeah,
they should have a guy who's at 60 frames in Spider-Verse and make the whole movie's rendering time take like 5 times as long for no reason. That would be great.
I mean, you'd only have to render that one guy, I guess. Wait, no, I guess I guess the whole footage. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the whole data would be twice as big.
Yeah. Send out this like 30 terabyte fucking video file to all the theaters. Great.
Yeah, it's only for the theaters, and they all have to have the special new projectors. Yeah.
Yeah, they all need that. But yeah,
it's even higher than Peter checks. It's 60 frames. Wow.
Here, I have another fun fact about The Hobbit for you, though. Did you know in the book there are no orcs? Not a single one. There are only goblins. Would it not have been great if we could have these funny fucking goblin critters running around and fighting them for the whole movie instead of these super serious, super duper edgy orc guys, right?
I'm afraid not. They all look like cock and balls.
I love that they all look like balls. I want more goblins in my fucking Hobbit movie.
It was fun for one movie, okay? They do say, there's goblin mercenaries, but it's only 100 of them, so we can take them, So I'm sure you appreciated that where they killed 100 goblins.
I didn't even notice that.
Everyone complains about, there's only 100 of them, we can take him. People don't accept that they are now well armored in their best dwarven armor. Okay, they can take 100 goblins.
They can take 100. I believe that they can take 100 goblins. Yeah, maybe not like 1,200 like they do in that one scene, but it's fine. Well, Gandalf's leading them. Whatever, he's strong.
Well, that's actually the thing. Like in the Goblin Town, they run away from the goblins, but then later they can defeat 100 goblins easy.
Sure. But yeah, I don't like that it's full of orcs, right? Azog, first off, he looks like shit. He's all CGI for no reason instead of like a makeup character, like all of the orcs in Lord of the Rings were.
Well, because he's more athletic, I guess.
Well, he just looks stupid and fake the whole time. He looks like he's out of a video game every time he's on screen.
Speaking of video games, how do you like when Thorin decides to go after Azog and then he just speedruns through the entire battle? Wasn't that cool?
When he's riding on the goats? I did like the goat bit. Yeah, that was actually pretty fun.
But did you like the chariot though?
Yeah. Which really? Chariot?
Well, the one with the goats.
Yeah, it was on like there were a bunch of goats on it. Yeah. It was good. It was funny.
Like that scene was insane. Like holy shit, they were hiding in the mountain, and then and then Sauron comes out and commits the biggest goblin and orc genocide in history.
Yeah, that's when he cuts off 8 fucking trolls' heads in a single shot.
Exactly. And then it's pretty fun. And then Boffer is riding on the the paraplegic orc troll, and he fights the other troll.
Look, I'm happy to have some of this like overblown like Lord of the Rings action like toward the end, and it involves like characters we care about for those bits and stuff. Maybe the part where like, oh, they do all this action and then they're like, oh, now the wolves are coming, like, they stretch it out for an extra few minutes longer than it should be for no reason, but it's still pretty good fun stuff anyway.
I mean, if you think this is fun, then how do you explain your 1-star rating?
Because that's like one fun scene in that movie, and like the rest of it is miserable and shitty and boring. So we're still on the first one.
The part where they speedrun towards Azog is probably 5 minutes at least.
The movie is 2 hours and 45 minutes. Florian does not make up for that. Yeah,
I mean, there's like action scenes like that all throughout. Like when they have the big ballistas that destroys all the arrows.
Yeah, most of the time it doesn't involve characters I care about though. So like it's just like washing over me, and I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling my bones rot in my body.
I mean, you already don't care about Sauron, so I don't know who else you would care about.
It's fun to see him like finish his arc anyway. I don't like him in the first two and stuff when he's all miserable, but
he only gets more miserable.
He becomes at least more interesting to watch briefly in Five Armies, at least a little bit. But yeah,
I mean, I think he's so good. Honestly, I love how he's so stubborn and he rejects like every time someone's making a deal, and he even chooses to rob the armory because they definitely need the highest level of weapons when they're gonna go against the dragon, and he's willing to piss everyone off. No, like he is the best. Honestly, I don't know how people don't enjoy his character.
He's just not. He just takes himself too seriously, and it just brings the mood down a lot.
But he makes it all happen. Like he is the leader, and they all obey him, and he is responsible for all their actions. It's great.
I don't know.
They don't have a king in Lord of the Rings. Like only at the end Aragorn decides to be the king, but here we have a strong, great man leader. Okay, all throughout, and he's
what leading does he do in the first 2 movies at all? Does he lead them at any point?
Yeah, no, he leads them.
What are some specific like leadership actions that he takes?
Okay, you got me. Like most of the time,
I did.
He's like, oh man, these elves, we can't be with them. But then Gandalf trolls him into going to Rivendell.
Yeah, he's constantly like convinced by like Bilbo or by Gandalf or by everyone else to like fucking abandon his shitty plan and do like a good one instead. So yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I was wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Well, maybe he becomes a better leader throughout the other movies. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
when he rejects the plans.
That's why I challenged you to name one. I would have looked real silly if you'd named one, but you could not. Because there isn't any. So.
Yeah, like there's this one time where he tells Bilbo that he should go home, and then Bilbo tries to go home, but then luckily the goblins attack, so Bilbo doesn't get to go home. That was pretty good, huh?
Yeah, good leader. But yeah. Anyway, I think overall the first one is pretty decent. It's pretty decent as a movie. The second one, the first like half of the second one is also pretty good. You know what it is? That fucking scene when they're riding in the barrels and shit, that's like when it really goes off the rails. It like dips off a cliff right then and there.
I'm surprised that you hate that one, considering that you like the silly stuff in the other ones.
It's okay if some of it's silly. It doesn't need to be a 20-minute scene. I want to point out, the whole barrel riding sequence is handled in one shot. A single shot in the animated version. It's literally like 3 seconds they hold on this shot, and that's it, of them floating down the river. And like, there's no reason for it to be a 10-minute action scene where they're like, there's like the one shot where he's fucking bouncing around in the barrel, and then he takes out like 20 orcs just by bouncing into them accidentally. Like, that stuff's, it's silly at a certain point. It turns into like Star Wars prequel level crap.
No, he is the fat orc. He's the fat dwarf. He has the power of being fat.
Yeah, he doesn't have the power of fucking using the force to slide his barrel into 20 orcs, though. He shouldn't be able to control it.
He shouldn't be?
No, it's a barrel bouncing around on the...
Well, he doesn't control it. It happens to go that way. But then
That's even dumber.
But then he bursts his feet through the barrel and spins, okay? That's a good trick.
He's supposed to be the fat, clumsy one. What's he doing? How's he doing that?
No, he always has his beautiful fat attacks, you know?
Like he cheese by the block, okay? I don't want to hear it. You can't do that shit.
No, in Goblin Town, at one point he smashes through the floor because he makes like a little jump, and then a goblin gets thrown upwards and dies. It's great.
Whatever.
He has the ultimate fat attacks, and then when the dwarf with the axe in his head headbutts the orc, then Bomber, the fat dwarf throws himself at the orc and pulls him down. It's amazing.
Okay.
Remember that one?
No. There's a lot of shit that I just don't remember. I gotta be honest. I played like the first part of like the second half of the first one, and then the first half of the second one, or most of the second one. I played that in my Discord and stuff, and I had some people join in and talk to me while I was watching it, which was nice. It did make this more watchable, but it maybe I missed a couple brief moments like that, you know, which is okay.
Oh, how convenient. The ones that you hated, you didn't watch properly. Wow, what a coincidence.
I watched the Battle of the Five Armies from start to finish on my own, okay? The guy I was talking to, he had to go. I wrote his name down. Codename Bolts. Thank you for making Desolation of Smog watchable. But, yeah.
Wow.
He's probably not going to watch this fucking podcast, but whatever. Yeah. I want to point out, Desolation of Smog, it opens with 20 minutes of flashbacks and, like, Bjorn bullshit before it starts actually getting into the movie.
Bjorn? I don't think that's Bjorn.
That's the bear guy, right? Whatever his name is.
Bayon, but I don't think Bayon was in the...
He's in Desolation,
in that one.
yeah.
Wait,
no, he's at the start of Desolation of Smog is the first thing they run into. But
I don't think that's
like
true.
Too long, so.
No, the scene they have is Thorin talking to Gandalf.
I will pull it up on my computer right now, okay? It starts with Thorin talking to Gandalf, and they do that, like, bullshit flashback. And then there's Bayon, whatever his fucking name is, Bear Guy. And then he shows up and stuff, and they stay at his place. And that, together, that, like, flashback, as well as that stuff, that takes up, like, 20 minutes.
Well, those are two different things. Come on, man.
But none of it is interesting or important to the story. None of it develops any of these characters.
Yeah,
it's just wasting my time.
I guess
they use it to reestablish the dwarves because they know that there's 3 movies now and we need to reestablish them. That's all it does.
It's always good to have dwarf stuff, but yeah, Bjorn is kind of pointless. You're right.
Yeah, he could be cut out entirely. I mean, he's in the book and stuff a bit. I don't think he adds much though. I think you could just remove him like Tom Bombadil. Yeah, it is like a decent like rest scene, I guess, for them for a minute, but whatever.
Well, I guess it's an uneasy rest scene because he hates the dwarves and he's also a crazy bear, so he could tear them to shreds, but also he's like a dumb hippie and whatever, and he thinks that like the mice should be respected, and that's why he hates the dwarves. What an idiot!
Yeah, he's a silly guy. He's keeping his bees. I don't know. He is weird. It is really impressive though. There is because he's like 10 feet tall, right? And Gandalf's like maybe 7 feet tall. And then the dwarves are like 4 foot and Bilbo's like 3 foot. And it is really impressive seeing all of those. Like they have like 4 layers of like perspective effects on this like on some of these shots and stuff to make them all line up.
It's so weird how they manage to act when they're not facing what they're supposed to be facing.
Yeah, it is. But yeah. It did make Ian McKellen cry, though, so, you know.
In what way?
Well, you know the bit where he was... No. It was probably when they were filming Dol Guldur, but there's, like, the set photos of him, like, literally crying because he's, like, alone in, like, this green screen room and stuff. And he's, like, miserable because he did not want to, like... He didn't think his acting career would lead to him talking to green screens instead of to actors. But, you know, it made him cry.
But, I mean, like, I don't see how that's different to him sitting, like 10 feet away from Frodo when they're on the cart, because the perspective has to make him big and Frodo small.
I agree with you. And you know what's funny? You made the same point in response to when Erich brought this up in your Battle of Five Armies Kino.
Exactly. Wow. Well, at least you agree with me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think most of you agreed that it's stupid to be like crying and tearful because you have to act in like a stupid movie, you know. Is he still like a millionaire guy? Like, whatever, I don't care.
Well, he would be, like, he's been in everything.
Yeah, he's got more than enough, you know. He doesn't need to be a diva about this shit at 80 years old.
I mean, he might not have been, like, if it's just a picture, he could have been crying for any reason.
Well, that's like the story that goes, or maybe it's just straight up not true, I guess, but, you know. That's the story, is that he cried on set because of that. Maybe it's in behind the scenes. I have no idea.
Well, maybe he cried because he was, like, unsure of how to do it right. I don't know.
Maybe he heard that they were going to put the Wilhelm scream in that moment where the guy dies, and he was like, oh, fucking hell, I'm going to kill myself right now, just like me.
And then he cried until Peter Jackson told him, okay, it'll only be in the extended edition, okay?
Yeah. Instead, we're going to cut the scene we've been making you do entirely out of the fucking extended edition. Dol Guldur is going to be like 20 minutes instead of an hour. So, you know. That is like one of the most inexcusable things in this trilogy, is that this Dol Guldur like sequence exists it's in the theatrical stuff too. Like, a lot of it is. And it's literally... Like, I have, like, a fan edit. The fan edit that I watched, it came with, like, a supplemental piece that was just the Dol Guldur stuff, and it is, like, a full hour long. Wow. It's so much of this trilogy dedicated to literally just a prequel to Lord of the Rings that doesn't involve The Hobbit at all.
And they had to bring back all the old characters that are now older than they were. We get a really old Galadriel.
I didn't think she looked that old, honestly.
Well,
I don't know.
When she blows this guy to bits, she looks pretty bad. But yeah,
that bit's cool as fuck. Okay, she turns him into a skeleton like the Green Goblin. I really like that bit.
No, she gives him.
No, he turns into a skeleton.
Really?
Yeah, he turns into bones that then also fly away because it's.
I mean, I definitely know that there's like bloody chunks flying off.
I think she like melts his skin off in a sec. It's like the Green Goblin bit. Where they turn to fucking skeletons. It's so good.
Oh god, when they become those Mars Attack skeletons, damn.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of that first Spider-Man movie too. It's really, really good.
Oh my god.
Skeletons. He has a bomb that turns people into skeletons that he never uses again.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could tell that she wasted way too much energy on that one, which is stupid because she's actually a warrior, so she should have been able to kill that one orc.
Yeah. Well, okay. You want to be acting like she did in Rings of Power? People love that show.
I know, right?
I'm gonna have to watch that someday. I guess we can do that when we do the extended Lord of the Rings as well. We'll review the whole Middle Earth saga and the animated one.
Well, I guess we'll wait for whenever they make the next season of that. Then I guess I'll rewatch it.
Oh God, yeah. That Gollum movie's coming in 2026. We got a lot of stuff. There's that fucking Rohirrim movie, right?
I don't think I've heard of this.
There's an animated War of Rohirrim movie coming out, like, this year.
Oh, fuck yeah. What's Rohirrim? Is that the horse riders?
Here, I'll Google it. War of Rohirrim. It's like set, like, 183 years before, yeah. It's
okay.
It's the legendary. He's a king of Rohan, which is, you know, the Rohirrim are their horsemen, right? And he is.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, and it's 183 years before Lord of the Rings. So,
man, I wonder how old Legolas is going to be in that one.
I don't think he's going to be in it because it's 2D animated and it's not about the elves. So, you know, we'll see. They might shove him in there anyway.
Yeah, they can make him younger. Yeah. he was always everywhere.
It's the story of Helm Hammerhand, who goes on to be the namesake of Helm's Deep.
Wow. Guess he's got a real deep fortress.
Yeah. It is an anime film, though. Not in Japanese, but it will be an anime film, so we'll see.
We need to make more non-Japanese animes. It's
yeah. Are you excited for the for the Rick and Morty anime coming out?
It's okay. I mean, it's not going to be that good.
I saw the trailer. There, like, large chunks of that trailer are literally just pictures. It's literally just a fucking slideshow half the time. Awful.
Well, I mean, oh wait, yeah. The main thing is that it sucks because it's actually Japanese. So I wish they would have just.
Oh my god.
Used the. Well, why would it be Japanese? It's Rick and Morty.
Because it's an anime that they farmed out to a Japanese studio.
Well,
the whole point is that it's anime, and anime is in Japanese usually.
Well, yeah, they could just make it English. Jeez, damn.
They're probably going to have a dubbed version of it too.
No, I don't think so. Those weebs.
Okay, well, whatever. I don't care. No one's going to watch that shit anyway.
I'll watch it.
Why? You better pirate it. Okay.
I buy everything. What do you mean? I never pirate anything.
Okay, sure.
So we're still on the first movie.
No, we're into the second one. Okay.
Wait, what were you cutting from the first movie?
Oh, what would I cut from the first one? I would cut like probably 20 minutes of the 40-minute dwarf stuff. I'd cut. I don't know. Probably not too much from the first one, honestly.
I mean, you can't cut the song, right? The two songs where the
songs are good. You keep the songs, yeah. Yeah. The songs are good, but you know, maybe when he like faints and stuff, he doesn't need to like faint and then have this shit brought back up to him again. You know, some of it's like there's a lot of that stuff, and just throughout their journey, there's a bunch of bullshit going on. That's like why like Radagast doesn't particularly need to be there.
I mean, Radagast is epic
on rabbits and shit. It is cool, but like it's not. It's just not Hobbit stuff. There's no reason for it to be in The Hobbit.
No, you can put Radagast in anything, but I didn't like when he cured the hedgehog. That was pointlessly long.
Yeah, there's like this long scene where he cures this fucking hedgehog.
That's how he found out that Sauron was alive, because of the fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess.
And
you hate it because you don't like animals, because you're a Dr. Eggman type of guy.
He used a blue gem to revitalize Sonic the Hedgehog, okay?
He gave him one of the Chaos Emeralds, yeah.
Yeah. And he destroyed his wand so that my favorite character, Alfred, had to be launched out of the catapult to defeat the troll.
Oh my god. Whatever.
That's actually...
he didn't destroy that staff, because that staff is the one he has in Lord of the Rings. He has
the gem.
Staff. The gem. Yeah. Okay.
Radagast's gem was destroyed because he cured the hedgehog. He sucked the darkness into the gem, and then it doesn't work when Gandalf wants to use it.
Yeah. That stuff's fine, but Radagast as a whole does not need to be in the movie, really. So.
I mean, I don't know how you can say that. He was a joy every time.
He's fun. But, like, this should be, like, extended edition exclusive content. Like, he should not be, like, a main fucking character throughout this movie in, like, the theatrical cut.
But he saves them. He saves them from the orcs. It was important.
No, that whole scene doesn't need to be there either.
Wow, no orcs? Wow.
Yeah, you don't need, like, this pointless orc battle in the middle of the fucking first chapter. That's only there because it has to be the climax. Or it's not even the climax. It's just some fucking action scene thrown in.
And then Azog kills the orc because he came back to tell him what happened.
We get fucking Azog content for no reason. Like, and why?
Azog has a hook hand jammed through his stump, but later he has a sword.
I don't know.
He just jams whatever into his stump.
Yeah, they were unwilling to come up with fun hook hand combat in the final one, so they had to switch it out. But, yeah. I don't know. I think, that what they should have done, just make it... None of these movies need to be over an hour and a half. Like, to start with, you know?
That's ridiculous. Like, there's at least... I mean, like, cutting any more than half an hour seems ridiculous, okay? Like, a lot of this stuff is really good.
No, what they should have done... I mean, a lot of it even in the fan edits, you have to keep a lot of the stuff that goes on too long. Just because of the way that they've paced it. They've paced it so, like, fucking weirdly for no reason, and it's too long to accommodate these 3 movies. And it doesn't need to be that long.
I mean, it's nice.
Need to be.
it's nice how they show how Thorin hates the elves. Like every time there's elves, even though it's Elrond who is just a darling every time. Guess,
yeah. But what about the scene where they're having like a dinner conversation at the elf place?
Oh, and then they're
best.
Like,
that elf you're looking at is a fucking guy. You're gay. they sneak a gay joke into this
best.
Hobbit movie.
Oh my god!
I love
that this guy's like, horny for elves.
What's it doing in fucking The Hobbit? It's very weird.
He was so horny for elves. He had to get Toriel eventually, but before that, he was gonna grind onto that elf harpist. Okay.
Did you enjoy the bit where they were all naked, jumping around in the fountain, and they're all entirely CGI for that shot? It looked fucking weird and gross as hell because they looked like weird. It turned into like a 3D like CG porn for a minute. It looked like that beautiful. Quality. Like SFM. It looked awful.
It was perfect.
It's a funny bit, but it just looked really bad. The effects they got on it. So
I don't know. It looked fine. Everything.
They should have just hired 12 dwarves to dance naked around for a minute, okay, instead of CGing the whole shot. And that's extended edition only too. So
but they do like the crazy physics that the dwarves do. You know. I guess they would have had wires or whatever. And then the chef says that the dwarves are eating all of the food and drinking all of the wine because elves are so frugal they hardly eat anything, but the dwarves, oh jeez, they're gonna feast.
You aspire to be like these elves, not eating a thing, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Only bread and salad.
No, I'll be one of these dwarves, you know. They just do cardio all day so they don't get fat, except for Bomber. I guess.
Yeah. He eats too much cheese. He eats it by the block. I like that line a lot.
Did you know that he's the cook of the company?
Oh, okay. You know, they could have spent... If you're going to make a 3-hour-long first third of the Hobbit movie, maybe you could spend some time establishing some of the dwarves a little bit more. You know?
You're the one who was going to cut dwarf content, okay? Bomber sometimes wields a ladle. He wields a ladle as a weapon, okay? He's the cook.
Okay, that's cool. Maybe establish that a little more. Spend some more time with these. Make them like characters. Half of them aren't even characters who I care about.
They needed the scene where Bofer throws the sausage and it's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
I like that bit. That's a good bit. I'd keep that. But yeah,
lots of beautiful stuff.
Should we properly move on to the second movie now?
Yeah,
for real. Okay,
go on. We got time.
We do. We're already over an hour, but that's okay. We're doing The Hobbit. It's got to be a 3-hour podcast. So,
absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so there's... I liked the Mirkwood stuff quite a lot. All the spider stuff and how they're getting confused and disoriented in the woods and stuff.
I'm surprised that's something that people will cut. I mean, I like the disoriented stuff.
No, I wouldn't cut it. I'm saying it's great. It's really good stuff.
I'm surprised. Okay. Like that's like one of the things where people say, "Oh, really, spiders? Jeez."
No one says that. No way. Everyone loves the big spiders.
I'm
They're
pretty
like Shelob in the other one, and they talk in this one.
Well, people hate everything. Well, I don't know. You seem to hate everything about the last one, so whatever.
I don't know.
Guess we'll see. Okay, so you like the spiders? That's good. Toriel.
It's a fantastic scene with the spiders where they go there's the bit where Frodo or Bilbo he loses the ring for a minute and he's like the little like baby spider comes out and crawls at it and he like accidentally like touches it, right, and Bilbo like flips his shit and he murders the fuck out of this baby spider.
Yeah, what was that even? That looks like a crab spider. It's bizarre.
It must just be a baby spider that's like got a hard back as a baby or something. I don't know.
I guess. Very strange.
But it was like this creature that he did not need to murder, right? And he kills it in cold blood.
Well, he needed to get to the ring. Well,
yeah, but he cries afterward because he feels bad though, because he went way overboard in this psycho rage for this ring, which I like the way that they hint with the ring and stuff. There's a lot of scenes where Bilbo will like look at the ring and it'll like, you know, they're hinting toward how it's like taking over him, right?
Yeah,
which is nice, but they do ruin it by flashing Sauron's giant flaming eyeball, which shouldn't be in this movie at all. So,
in Dol Guldur? Yeah, maybe.
Well, in that bit, it's kind of cool, honestly. But that whole subplot shouldn't be in the movie. But even when he's just like looking at the ring idly, like they'll flash Sauron's eye, which I want to point out that doesn't happen a single time in the first movie. Like if you were to watch these chronologically and you fucking saw like whenever he looks at the ring, it like starts flashing like this evil eyeball. Like that would make no sense if you hadn't seen Lord of the Rings.
I don't remember any evil eyeball from the ring.
It does. Wow. It flashes on screen for like randomly and stuff. It's weird. Well, whenever he like looks at it, it does the same sort of thing it does in Lord of the Rings.
I just like how they have the Lord of the Rings sound whenever the ring is there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they play the little like motif that
yeah.
It's good.
It's beautiful. They have that like one picture where Bilbo sees the painting of the ring and he looks at the ring for some reason.
Yeah, and we pan over the broken sword.
Yeah.
That the movie like emphasizes, even though it doesn't come up in this movie again because it's not from this fucking story. Too much fan service. It's dumb. It doesn't need to be there. It just makes it weird and confusing for a minute. Yeah.
I mean, he would look at the broken sword, like everything's pristine except for the sword.
I guess if it were just that and not like, oh, Gimli, that's my nephew Gimli, and like we don't need every callback that they can possibly include, for no reason.
That's nonsense. The fact that one of these dwarves is related to Gimli is certainly a thing that we need to know. Okay.
Yeah, if it were just that and it were just the ring and stuff, that would be okay. But then like 20 minutes of or like a half hour of the last one is dedicated to fucking Legolas shenanigans. So it's too much. It's bullshit.
Well, I like Legolas, and I didn't hate Dol Guldur. Okay, it was okay. It's interesting how they have the ghost combat because we've never seen like ghost combat like this.
And the ghosts actually look really freaking sick. They're like projected on or something. They look really cool, the way that they work, and the way that they're like visually
way different than they're way different than the Ghost Army from the last Lord of the Rings movie.
Well,
because they're just green.
They're different ghosts because those are ghosts of like warriors and stuff, and these are ghosts of evil kings. So they're different.
They're the wraith, I guess. Actually, the ring wraith.
Yeah. The tragic part is that the Dol Guldur stuff is actually really cool on its own. Like it's like. He literally snuck in like this like $200 million Lord of the Rings fan film into this movie, and it's great to see it all. Like there's a moment in there where Galadriel's talking to Sauron and she's like, "Oh, servant of Morgoth." They fucking name dropped Morgoth in this movie. You know who Morgoth is?
Yeah, vaguely.
He's the main villain of like the whole like. Universe. He's like Sauron was his right-hand man and he got defeated in like the fucking first age. And I guess Morgoth comes back at the end of the fourth age in the Silmarillion and shit. He's like the big bad of the whole franchise and they name drop him here. It's cool as fuck.
Wait, does he come back after this?
Morgoth comes back after Lord of the Rings in the Silmarillion. And that stuff's like filled in by Christopher Tolkien anyway, so who knows if that's even like accurate, but It's
wow,
weird
the Silmarillion sure is some crazy shit, huh?
It's literally just like reading the Bible, that thing. You cannot get through that as a normal book at all. But just the fact that there's references to this stuff, and like they deal with a lot of like, oh, we found the seventh dwarf ring that we were missing and didn't know about. And Gandalf, he has one of the two rings, or one of the three elfin rings or whatever.
Yeah, there's he has the fire ring.
That Dol Guldur stuff.
Where did he get that ring? I don't think he's worn that any other time.
I don't know. He doesn't have it in Lord of the Rings. I think he has it in the books. I think. I have no idea.
But like, we don't see him have it before in an unexpected journey. Yeah.
Maybe Galadriel gave it to him real quick. I'm not actually sure.
Wow.
Yeah, it does kind of show up, but It that's like stuff that makes it feel like a fan film that's just shoved in though. Like it's these like cool elements that aren't like properly built up in the rest of the movie and don't really tie in right.
Well, it's too bad. Because, yeah, it's epic. I don't know why you would cut them out. Seems good.
Well, I'd cut it out because I want the actual rest of the thing to be focused on the Hobbit, who's the title character.
I mean, it ties in well enough.
No, it ties in with Lord of the Rings, which this is not Lord of the Rings. It's The Hobbit. It's a kid's book about a little guy and his band of friends on this merry adventure where they get into some trouble and harrowing stuff, but they always make it through. And they go and they reclaim their mountain. It's a nice little story. And there's like a prequel to Lord of the Rings. And even if it's awesome, it's weird to have it in here.
Can you have it in the extended edition at least?
That I would have been okay if it were extended only. I guess I probably would.
Wow.
If there were an official cut of The Hobbit that was just focused on Bilbo and like one of the problems, like when you fan edit this, you can't fan edit in new scenes of like Bilbo talking to the dwarves and spending more time growing these characters because there's no footage of that, and all that time is instead taken up by like the fucking Dol Guldur and stuff like that. Like, it hurts The Hobbit. It's cool to have on its own, but it hurts this trilogy like a lot, and spacing especially.
I mean, I don't think that this was a big complaint for people at the time. I don't know.
I did not. It just doesn't need to be here.
I mean, everyone loves Gandalf, and we had to know what happened in the meantime. He can't just disappear for no reason. That's crazy.
You know what they should have done? They should have just made a Dol Guldur movie. Why not? Just fucking make a movie that deals with this subplot. It's its own movie. Then they get $4 billion instead of $3 billion. It works for everyone.
Wow.
Or they still get their $3 billion, and The Hobbit is just 2 films that are better. It's just stupid.
Well, too bad, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is now forever attached to this, like, not very good Hobbit adaptation forever. That's tragic.
I mean, it always was gonna be. Like, it's Peter Jackson.
It could have been attached to a good Hobbit adaptation, but we didn't get that.
Wow.
We got, like, a weird one. That's, like, obviously fucked up because of its attachment to the Lord of the Rings and, like, the need to, like, make it fit in with that more than it does its own story.
I mean,
it's not allowed to stand on its own, and I hate that.
I don't think anyone would have said that at any point, you know? I don't know. I think you might be the only one with this criticism.
You think I'm the only one who thinks The Hobbit should stand on its own rather than just serving as, like, a fucking big, massive tumor on the Lord of the Rings franchise?
I mean, I don't think
I'm the only one who believes this.
I don't think the people would have cut the Dol Guldur scene. I might be wrong, I guess.
It should just be its own thing. That's like its own story. There's a reason Tolkien, in his books, he puts it in like a big appendix section at the end of Lord of the Rings instead of as like, it's not like interspersed in the middle of The Hobbit for no reason.
I don't know.
He's a good author. He knows these things. He wanted to write these short stories about it, but he had them in their own area.
I don't know. I think it works perfectly, but okay, I guess I'm the only one.
It doesn't. Like, Gandalf, he doesn't even, like, talk about it to anyone else after it happens.
Yeah, it's actually crazy that fucking whatever the elf king name is, like he doesn't believe Gandalf when Gandalf has like visible wounds from having fought like a shit ton of orcs, and he's like, where are these orc armies? Oh, I was just there. They're in Dol Guldur. Oh, okay. I guess we can't have this war right now. Then, jeez.
Thranduil is a dumb asshole. Okay. But you know what's great? What's this thing that I fucking found out? And thanks again to this guy who was in the Discord VC who told me about this plot element, right? Do you know why Thranduil is so like fucking ass mad in this movie? Do you know why?
Because he was burned by Drake.
What?
Like his face melts because he was burned by a Drake.
That's not why he's upset at the dwarves and stuff, though.
No, he's upset because they summoned the Drake by being too greedy.
Well, he didn't get burned by the dragon.
Well, he says that
he says maybe he got burned at some other point. That's not his main issue, though.
Well, he said that he was fighting the drakes in the north, the fire drakes, and then he shows his face. He shows his face that was burnt.
Yeah,
you remember that scene?
Well, yeah, that's a quick scene. I didn't catch that he was talking about the drakes of the north or whatever. But there's
he mentioned that, I guess.
The main reason the movie wants to give is that he's really mad that the dwarves have these gems from his kingdom, right? That they stole these gems. Yeah. But do you know why the gems are important? Like, there's a whole thing in the lore that the reason that he cares about these gems is because they were like meant for his wife who died protecting Legolas and stuff on like the mountains in the past. There's like this whole motivation and like depth to his character that the movie just leaves out from the book, and it would have made him make more sense. It would have made him much more interesting. It would have made all of his like, it would have even made the shitty dwarf like love plot good, and it's just not in there. They just didn't bother, not even in the extended cut. Damn, it's so fucking stupid.
They almost saved the one female character.
Yeah, they almost made that whole subplot like halfway decent by like just doing this shit. It still would have been like dumb and overblown, all the love plot stuff, but at least it would have like Thranduil's like end of it would have made more sense. And no, for this fucking 3-hour movie, instead we have to spend 20 minutes on the barrel riding sequence instead of fucking explaining the depth of like one of the main characters for no reason. I mean, we just can't do it.
We definitely needed the barrel riding, okay? The dwarves were really epic in that one. I like how they hacked away at that log, and then the orcs drowned because of it. Pretty cool.
If you want to do fucking flashbacks, have a flashback where Thranduil tries to save his wife in the snowy mountains when she's trying to save baby Legolas or whatever. To have that scene instead
baby
of fucking
Legolas.
Yeah, they could put baby Legolas in the movie.
Yeah, they could have just put his face on a baby. That would have been perfect. Just his adult face.
Yeah, he could have been in the little floaty orb that Baby Yoda's in. It could be just like that.
Yep, elven magic.
Yeah, maybe do it a bit more tastefully than that, you know. But there's like,
it was before.
I just could not believe that this whole like depth to this major character is just abandoned in the movie. They didn't even bother. It's not even mentioned or gestured toward once. He just really wants this necklace. He's like as greedy as the dwarves. There's no emotional connection to it at all in the movie.
Yeah, and he's willing to lead all his armies to war over it. Yeah.
Yeah. Ridiculous. It's so dumb. But there's like that would make so much more sense if there's this whole like backstory and reason he cares about the emerald or the gems, not emeralds.
I mean, I guess it'd be equally selfish, but sure.
Yeah. It would at least have like personal stakes, not just. It would be like something he would care about more than like money and shit. You know, it would work so much better. Can you at least admit like this is something that should have been included if we're going to have a 9-hour Hobbit trilogy?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
like those gems didn't really make sense without that. Sure.
Yeah, it's very dumb.
I know an elf king who will pay a pretty penny for this one.
yeah, he'll pay for it. I guess whatever. It's so fucking stupid.
In blood.
I guess. Apparently, for this fucking box of gems, he's gonna kill like 20,000 elves. Whatever.
Yep.
Stupid. But yeah. So what happens next?
At least they had a really epic battle with Dane. You know, with the
with the CGI dwarf. Great. The full CG dwarf because they wanted this like actor who couldn't do it or whatever. Dumb.
Well, Dane was full CG. That can't be right. He was full
CG. There's no way you didn't notice that he's all CG. He looks like shit.
He looks
Every
good.
time he's on screen, he looks like a cartoon character.
Wow. Wait, why was he like that then?
Because the actor has like Parkinson's or something, and they still wanted him to do the voice, so they just CG'd him.
I mean, they could have dubbed over an actor, though, right?
Yeah, they probably should have done that. You know, weird. Anything other than spending like $20 million on this fucking CGI character, or just get a different actor.
And his head is so hard he can headbutt orcs who are wearing helmets.
Yeah. Is there a reason for that? Does he have like a plate in his head or something?
I don't think so.
Okay. Whatever. He rides on the... I like the pig that he's riding on. That's more fun than him.
Yeah, that's a pretty good pig.
Yeah. Okay, and what happens next in Desolation of Smaug, right? They go to Lake Town, and there's like a good like half hour of shit in the Lake Town, and I would say you need maybe 2 minutes in Lake Town, maybe 5 if you're gonna have like this new like you're gonna give the Bard character a bigger role and stuff. Give him maybe 5, maybe even 10 minutes of Lake Town, not half an hour where we have we have all this bullshit with like the Master and Alfred.
Oh my god.
Truly terrible characters. Truly awful to watch. They're never like fun to see. They're just terrible. They might be the worst shit in like any movie I've seen. They're, I would say, literally worse than Jar Jar Binks, which that's a low bar to be crawling under.
Well, Jar Jar Binks is epic for one, but I think Alfred was actually Mumkey's favorite character in that one.
Well, he's a evil crazy guy, okay? So
but Alfred,
I don't care. Oh my god.
Yeah, you don't appreciate these cool power dynamics of how Bard is this revolutionary and the Master is trying to suppress him.
I do not appreciate that Peter Jackson put like a shitty like fake Charles Dickens book in the middle of this Hobbit trilogy for no reason.
And they flashed it out in the extended edition where they have more scenes between the Master and Alfred where he's saying to draw up an ancient law.
Did you see the bit where he fucking eats goat balls and stuff?
Yes.
Great.
Bollocks sauteed in whatever.
Yeah. Sauteed in mushroom broth, whatever. Fucking mushroom gravy. It was gravy of some sort. I don't fucking know. So stupid.
People used to eat every part of the animal back in the day, you know? It's a thing that we lost.
Whatever. I don't buy that people were eating goat balls, okay? And with like the strings on and shit. That's so nasty. It's not like fun nasty. Like some of my favorite, like it's not like Martyrs where it's fun gross out shit.
No, it tastes like snails probably. It's got this nice chewiness to it.
God. No.
Like the Master is very disgusting, you're right.
Yeah. And he doesn't need to be in the movie at all. I don't think this character exists in the book. He might be mentioned in like 2 lines somewhere. It's awful, truly terrible.
Oh man.
Yeah. You know what we don't get instead of like Master being gross and stuff? You know what we don't see? We never see. There's not a single fucking time in The Desolation of Smaug where the Hobbit, the title character, speaks to Bard, who becomes the guy who kills the dragon.
Yeah, he speaks
These
off
two
screen.
main characters, they don't talk to each other.
Yeah, off screen. He asked him his name, yeah.
Did they? Oh, great. Nice. Fucking...
Yeah, Bilbo says his name is Bard. Why do you know? Because I asked him.
Okay, yeah. Just the priorities on these fucking movies. Like, it's ridiculous. If you're gonna have a 9-hour Hobbit, make these characters, like, know each other and care about each other if they're gonna be the main characters of the fucking trilogy.
I like the scene where Bard hears the name Thorin, and then he goes... He goes to the tapestry. He looks at
he has to go read a fucking scroll of like ancient bullshit to come to the conclusion that maybe the dragon will come attack us if they go into there. It's so stupid.
Well, he didn't know they were going there, but then he knew when he read that Thorin is the king.
Well, there's better ways to get that information into his head than have him go fucking look at a tapestry.
It's the same way.
5-minute scene.
It's the same way how Gandalf went to pore over these books to find out what this ring is. Okay, he's got his research moment. Okay, I like how
it's stupid
how they have these faces of the dwarves, and then Thorin's looks so much like him, I guess. He's like, I guess he is like the most shaven one, but he does have a mustache and goatee, right? Or does he just have a mustache?
He's got a goatee.
Yeah.
Thorin. You don't remember what Thorin looks like?
Well, you're the one who said he was shaven. Jeez.
He's mostly shaved. He's shaved for a dwarf, which is my problem. As the king of the dwarves, he should have the biggest and bushiest beard of all. Okay.
He has a full beard.
It's very short. He has the smallest beard out of all of them, except for fucking Keeley.
Yeah, he has a short, full beard.
Yeah. Stupid. He should have a big giant beard like all the rest of them, or bigger.
But he has long hair. I think he works.
I don't like it. He looks like Aragorn. He shouldn't look like Aragorn. He should look like Gimli because he's a dwarf
Aragorn
and not
has
a guy.
long hair too, right? Fuck, you're right.
Yeah, stupid. There's, yeah. What else is in my notes here? Oh God, they keep using the Wilhelm scream. It keeps coming up. There's a bunch of scenes where they focus on this like wind lance, right, in the first and the second one, and then he doesn't like use that at all. He doesn't even try to use that in like the final battle at all. It's just He just shoots at him with his bow.
He did use the arrow in case
he used the arrow,
that.
but they built up the wind lance as well on its own in separate scenes from when they're building up the arrow.
Yeah, I guess it's weird he didn't try to go for the wind lance. Okay.
Yeah. If you're gonna have this, by the way, retarded scene where he fucking uses his son to steady the arrow or whatever, that's stupid. But if you're gonna do that, have him like try the wind lance first, and then Smaug hits the lance. You know?
Wow.
Stupid.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I guess the whole concept of killing the dragon with one arrow is pretty silly, anyways. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe that one would have been fine.
That's like because it's like a children's fantasy novel. Oh, you shoot the arrow perfectly in the chink in the armor, right? In the book, it's not even like a special arrow. It's just an arrow that he's had luck with before. It's just an arrow that happens to be black, and he's lucky with. That's it. Yeah.
You don't like the special black arrows that have this fun dwarven design that's like a hexagon?
Yeah, that are like 10 feet long.
Well, yeah, for the wind lance.
Yeah, that's like a fine thing to add to like make it bigger for the movie or whatever. That's okay.
Yeah,
I guess, but it doesn't. He doesn't need to fucking shoot it off his son's back, too. Yeah.
Was fine.
You know, there's a fan edit that literally replaces his son with like a chunk of wood. They like went in with VFX and replaced him. I think that's pretty good. That's the one that I'm gonna watch from now on. If I ever watch these movies again, it's gonna be that edit. Because that one, it does a lot of other VFX changes. Like they got rid of the part where Smaug is covered in gold, and the guy he went through and specifically like ungolded him.
No way! I like the gold.
Aww, the gold is cool as like a thing, but it's just weird that there's this giant fucking dwarf action scene to get it there and stuff. If he were just covered in like gold coins and stuff because he's been under he's a warm creature, he melts the gold and it sticks to his skin, that'd be okay.
No, I love how
he's sleeping in it.
I love that scene. That's crazy. I love how he talks pretty smart early, and then he just has this insane scene where he fights the dwarves, and the dwarves are so skilled all the time, and they're really messing with them.
And instead of, say, a scene where, if we're going to have extra scenes where the dragon is interacting with the dwarves, that might be a good idea. Maybe we can have Thorin properly confront the dragon and, talk to him for a minute. No, Smaug just forgets how to speak for this whole scene. Well, he says, maybe 3 lines.
What would he say to Thorin? All Smaug does is kill dwarves.
He should be like, take your gold and fucking have it, and I'll see, you'll watch it corrupt you. You can be all spooky and evil to him, right? Like he was to Bilbo earlier. I like Smaug as a character. He's great. He's cool. And you know what I really like is
he already said that to Bilbo. I guess he didn't need to come again.
I don't know. They could have shuffled it around a bit, if they wanted. Just adapt it, and not just add shit on top of it. It's dumb. But you know what I really enjoyed in the Smaug scene in particular, which, by the way, that's another flawless thing. That's just like the Gollum one. They did it perfectly. Except he is running after this white rock, which is okay, whatever. In the book, he takes a cup from him.
The Arkenstone. I'm pretty sure the Arkenstone was in the book, right?
It's in the book, but it's not very important. When he's asked to go in and bring some treasure out, and he grabs a big ornate goblet or something in the book, or at least in the animated version. I assume in the book too. But yeah, Smaug's whole scene where he's talking to him is great. There's the moment where Smaug leans in and he's like, "Oh, you have something gold on you, something precious," and he hangs on the word and stuff like Gollum does. It's great, and that's if you're gonna try to tie these trilogies together, stuff like that is how you do it. These more subtle kind of things where it's this dragon corruption is similar to the way that Sauron is has this corrupting influence over his golden ring and stuff. That I thought was really, really cool and really well done. But then, of course, they have a 20-minute fucking Attack of the Clones scene where they're in the factory running around getting chased by, like, molten gold that looks like shit because they can't properly CGI this gold. They can CGI perfect water all they want. They can't fucking do gold somehow. Well, it looks like something out of a game.
When did they like the CGI
from
water?
Pikmin 2. I assume a lot of the water is CG, and it looks really good. Because they're not, like, building Lake Town for real, you know?
Oh, you mean
parts of it must be.
You mean the groundwater, the lake water? I thought you meant like in. Okay.
Yeah. I know in the barrel scene they actually built like a little like a whole setup. It's like a Disney ride almost, where they're sitting in the barrels and it's going around in like a circle. Nice. And like they have the water flowing through all that and stuff, and that's kind of neat. But it's I think a lot of the water in the movie is CG though. Like it must be for some of the landscapes, because they have to have they can't find like a place that just looks like this already, right? With the mountain and the city in the spot and the lake town off in the distance, like it has to be CGI'd in. Yeah.
I mean,
for like any large landscape shots.
I guess CGIing the background isn't that hard, probably.
Yeah, and that's not bad, and it doesn't look very bad, so you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but like. Yeah, I do think like there's a lot of CG fake water in the movie, though.
I mean, I can see how you want to get rid of Lake Town, but I don't know. I think that...
I don't want to get rid of Lake Town. I want to get rid of a lot of the stuff people do in it, I guess, because it is very boring.
I was talking about the scenes.
Okay, yeah.
Like you said, you were going to cut most of it. But I mean, I definitely want to keep all the dragon stuff. I mean, obviously, Jesus, that's so cool.
Well, you got to keep Smaug.
No,
I don't think
the
you need the big action scene.
The fights are great.
You don't need that. You don't need that. That, like, shouldn't exist. You know what the climax of the movie should be? It should be the part where they kill the dragon. Why is like, the last 10 minutes of Desolation of Smaug just at the start of Battle of Five Armies? That's stupid.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah, it's only like that so they can have a cliffhanger, so they can force people to come back to the theater a third time for this series.
Well, I don't know. It worked for me. It seemed pretty epic, and on a rewatch, you can just watch it all in one go.
It's fucked pacing though. Like they have, there's a moment where where Bilbo looks out and he's like, "Oh, what have we done?" As the dragon is heading over, right?
Yeah.
Cuts to credits. Fucking Ed Sheeran's voice goes up and he starts singing away. He sings like shit because he's a terrible fucking singer.
I like that song. And that's just
in the movie. And it's awful.
I added that song to my playlist, okay?
Fuck off.
I did.
Oh my god.
I'm a super fan. What do you want? The other one's good too.
Get some taste, okay?
Wow.
My god.
Yeah, you don't
the other
appreciate
one was better.
The great songs. Which one?
I don't know.
The Last Goodbye.
The one at the end of the third movie is okay.
Yeah, The Last Goodbye. That one's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's okay.
I heard this one you just mentioned, I See Fire. I heard that on the radio recently. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, the Hobbit song. That's cool.
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm stretching because it's been an hour and a half and I haven't moved. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
Make sure to get up at home. Make sure to get up and stretch. Let the blood flow a little bit. You know, don't just sit here listening to us for 3 hours or whatever.
They're playing video games hardcore while we're talking about the Hobbit. Okay.
That's probably good. I wish I could play video games while doing this, but I know I'd get too deep into them.
Yeah, I won't. Like anytime I see like a message on screen by anyone, I'm really distracted. I should probably avoid that.
Yeah, I just have my notes open. That's all I have, and the waveform of the recording, I guess. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They imply really heavily that Smaug is working with Sauron, like directly in this movie?
I don't think they did.
When? They do.
When?
I don't remember I mean, I just have it in my notes. I don't remember exactly when, but they have stuff where they're saying like, "Oh, the dragon is in league with the Dark Lord," and it's like, no, he's not. Why would he?
No, I don't think they did. I think they said if he joins, then it'd
is
be bad.
Smaug working with Sauron? I want to Google it right now. It is later revealed in Smaug's attack on Erebor was all part of Sauron's design, meaning that Smaug and Sauron were in league with each other.
Wow.
Stupid. Yeah. Like,
Man, I would have I would have loved the backflash to that, where Sauron convinces Smaug.
Backflash. That's a classic one.
Yeah, that's how that's said. I don't know what's funny here.
Yeah, it is backflash. That is true. Never forget it. Never change. But yeah, that would be a fun scene, I guess. You see this fucking... He could be like the necromancer, like shadow figure and stuff. And he goes up and he like talks to the dragon and he convinces him to work for him.
Yeah, can't wait. Well, I guess he just has to mention that there's so much gold. It's that simple as gold.
I'm feeling lightheaded from laughing and shit. I don't know. Something's wrong with me.
Wow.
Good God. Yeah. But this is not... You don't need to have... Like, Sauron doesn't need to be the villain of The Hobbit as well as Lord of the Rings. Like, there's no good reason for that. It's so dumb.
I mean, whatever. Azog is fine. I thought he worked.
Azog sucks. He's never good.
Well, how does Sauron die in the book then?
I don't know. I think he might die off page because I don't think Bilbo sees when he dies because he gets knocked out.
Well, the whole battle. That doesn't make any sense. Bilbo writes the story of The Hobbit.
Well, yeah. So I don't think he writes about how Thorin died because I don't think he knows because he got knocked out.
Well, that's pretty bad writing then. Like, wow, you think maybe the king dying would be important in your story about how you went there and back again? Jeez.
The climax of The Hobbit as a book is when... Like, the climax of that is that Smaug dies, right? And then the war afterward is kind of like an afterthought, epilogue kind of deal. It's not like a major... It's not literally a third of the whole thing like it is in the movies. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, which I don't even mind them making the battle like bigger and stuff. It just doesn't need to be like a full hour of nonsense that doesn't actually help any of the characters at all.
Well, I especially love like all of the negotiations. Okay, I love how Thorin just breaks his word because he's so greedy.
That stuff's good because it's like actually dealing with like the character arcs that we've been building up.
Okay,
but then there's like hours and hours of like bullshit. Like when they're actually doing the battle, most of that can be cut easily. Anything to do with Legolas and Tauriel, just get it out of here. Just remove them from the movie, and people have, and it's better for it. So
I love when Legolas throws his sword at the orc that's killing Thorin, and then Thorin takes the sword.
When I was watching the movie, I literally said to myself, "Legolas, throw the sword," as like a joke for myself, and then he actually did. Yeah, because it speared directly through his chest perfectly. It was stupid as fuck.
Yeah, armor doesn't work. Like, you think swords?
Yeah, the orcs just don't have armor. I guess
they are heavily armored. Well, any armor doesn't work.
Made out of tinfoil, I guess. Whatever. It's an elf sword. It's like well-made sword, I guess. Whatever. It's like magic and sharp and shit. Who cares?
I mean, like Thorin gets pierced, and he's probably wearing armor, right?
Well, yeah, but that's because the movie needs him to die. Then.
Yeah.
He gave Bilbo his only set of mithril armor that they have in the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the only armor that works. all the fat pieces of dwarven metal, it's all garbage. Only mithril actually stops the sword.
Those dwarves are famously terrible blacksmiths, you see.
Yeah.
That's how the lore goes.
Well, they made the mithril too, It's just, it's so rare.
I don't fucking... I thought that was elven made, but I'm not sure. Whatever. It looks elven, but who cares? Maybe a smith. Or maybe a dwarf made.
I feel like there's no way that Thorin would gift anything elven made.
I don't fucking know, dude. They need the scene where he gets the mithril armor, because the mithril armor is really big and important in the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I don't think it does anything in this movie, right?
No, Bilbo does not get like stabbed or slashed at once.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he never knew how valuable that mithril was.
Yeah.
But then again, all the other loot he has is also more valuable than the Shire, I guess. He has like a whole chest full of gold in the end.
That chest is from the trolls.
Yeah.
There's the bit at the start where they're burying like the trolls' treasure, and that's what Bilbo goes and finds at the end.
Yeah, Bilbo was totally shafted. He did not get his 14% of the treasure.
Yeah. Those 1/14th share, he did not. I guess he stole the Arkenstone and he said that was payment enough or whatever, but that's not... he didn't end up with it. So,
and then the Arkenstone was buried with Thorin. Jeez. That was probably that's Bilbo's stupid. Idea.
Why would you bury him with this thing that, like, corrupted him and ruined him? Why would you do that?
That's not what happened.
The Arkenstone did. His greed and his need for this rock.
Well, he didn't have the rock
was, like, what he focused on most.
Well,
yeah, but that's the whole reason he went to war, was over the fucking rock and shit. Like, why bury him with it? Fucking get rid of it. It's bad. It's bad news.
I mean, it makes sense. Makes sense to bury the king with the king's jewel. Yeah. But the story of the Hobbit isn't that treasure is bad, okay? Jeez.
Oh my god, are you... Did you not see the part where he's wandering across this, like, big fucking field of gold, like this big floor made from pure gold, and the dragon swirling underneath him as he's, like, deliriously wandering across his riches? That's how I imagine you every single day, wandering your home, and it's got this big golden floor. And you're surrounded with your coins, your golden coins, and this dragon's just swirling beneath you. Okay. The sickness is in full effect on your mind, Florian.
Yeah, I'm checking my stocks as we speak, okay? It's constantly happening.
I'm sure I would not be shocked at all if you were, as we were talking and doing this podcast. Genuinely would not be surprised at all.
Yeah, it happened. It's true.
Okay. Yeah. Good. I'm glad to know.
Yeah, one of my offers was accepted, and I bought a bit of Nvidia. Okay, it happened.
Their stock's about to plunge. I hope you know. I hope it does anyway.
That's insane. It isn't.
And let me look at Nvidia stocks right now.
No, it doubles every year.
Oh, it's down 2.47.
Wow.
1.95%. It's down, Florian.
Yeah, look at the yearly, huh?
Look at the max time okay. When I look at the max time span, it's like it starts rising around 2018, like really it's like flat up until like 2016, starts going up a bit. And then in 2022 it spikes quite a bit because everyone's inside, and then it fucking skyrockets. That's insane, actually. Jesus Christ.
Well, AI is a real thing.
Isn't it like the biggest company now or something?
Yeah, it is. Well, it was. I don't know if it currently is, but it'll be there soon.
Biggest company.
It was, yeah.
What is it?
Well, it updates a lot, so just give it a month, then it'll be perfectly the biggest
most
company.
Most valuable company. Look at that.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Well, that's the same thing.
By market cap. Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia. Okay. Jesus Christ.
I mean, it definitely was number one very briefly.
There, right? I thought there was a conglomerate of
No, that's the richest man, but he's not. It's not the richest company.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
he's paying himself way more than all these other people. That's good to know.
I mean, he probably just kept more of his company when he made it. He didn't take as much investment.
The richest man in the world, in France, I think.
Why would that be?
They are not kind to their wealthy at times. He should get himself ready when they bring the guillotines back. Okay.
Wow.
Fuck that guy.
I mean, I don't know. I think the French have probably become complacent enough. It's probably pretty safe.
You think that, right? That's when they get you.
Yeah, sure.
That's when they roll them out.
The French are known for getting you. Okay, yeah.
They are.
Yeah,
they cut off a lot of people's heads.
Yeah, well,
in that revolution.
Well, not in World War II, I tell you.
You dickhead. Wow. You can't say that as an Austrian. Fuck off.
Yeah, okay.
That's evil.
Hey, my grandpa fought in Russia, okay? He fought the good fight, I guess.
Oh. He fought the good fight in Russia?
At least he didn't suppress the French, all right? He only... Well, the Russians are pretty much on the same level.
They're also bastards, I mean, yeah. But, did he go in like Stalingrad and stuff?
Yeah, he was actually.
Okay.
I think he got wounded.
That's a big massacre.
Yeah, he got wounded just before the massacre, and he got sent home. It was pretty lucky.
Okay. Well, that's good then.
Yep.
That's, yeah. Some would say that they should have killed your grandfather and everyone who was a Nazi at any point, I think. Many people would say that.
Well, I mean, like, they forced everyone to go to war, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy this whole, like, you have to kill every soldier who was ever drafted into a war. That seems a little much for me personally, but you know.
I mean, like, it doesn't make any sense, because, like, who are you going to send to kill all the soldiers, huh? Think about that one, huh?
That's true. Then you have to kill them.
Yeah.
Before you know it, everyone's dead.
Yeah, you just send out more genocidal soldiers. Good idea.
Yeah. Have you ever played the Hobbit Lego game before?
No, but I have played Shadow of War.
Oh. Well, the Lego game is actually very good, right? They really adapt, because it's pretty late stage Lego games, and they're very well made at that point.
Wow.
It's got like pretty big open world that spans across this whole land and everything, and it covers the first 2 movies extremely well. And then they were going to release the Battle of Five Armies as DLC to finish off the story, right? And they never did.
Oh my god. Terrible.
Yeah. So the Lego The Hobbit is the first 2 movies, and they didn't do the third one.
Well, there was probably too much happening. They couldn't do it.
I think THQ like went bankrupt or some shit before they could finish it. So
wow, there was this
it was
one.
Not good.
I used to play a game called Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, and you could play as like all of the Fellowship. You could be all the hobbits. You could be Legolas, Aragorn, Gimli, Gandalf. It was crazy.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Oh,
I want to see them do a new Lego Lord of the Rings, and I think they might, since they're gearing up for all these spin-offs and stuff. I want to see one that covers the whole 6 movies in the Lego game.
I never actually got into the Lego movie, the Lego games.
They're a big part of my childhood, and I played the Lego Skywalker Saga game. I played that all the way through.
Jeez.
Obviously, a lot of it was like dumb busy work kind of nonsense, but it was still fun. It was very good.
Wow. I forget how young you are.
Yeah. I grew up with the Lego Star Wars games on the Wii.
Wow, the Wii. Okay.
Yeah. Lego Star Wars and Lego Batman. They were very good. Yeah.
All right, back to the Hobbit.
Back to the Hobbit. Finally.
Where were we?
We were like around the end of the second movie, right? Pretty close.
Okay, so I guess Lake Town has been destroyed. You have not convinced me to destroy any Smaug scenes.
Look, they don't
I
need
guess we did finish that
shenanigans.
movie.
The Attack of the Clones bullshit. Maybe we did, yeah. Maybe. Okay. We can move on to the third one.
Well, I guess you're moving the Smaug death to the second one. Okay, I guess this is still the second one then.
Well, these would be 2 movies, and this would be like partway through the second movie, right? That's how I would do The Hobbit. I would have done the 2, and Del Toro would be directing. It would be that just the initial plan. I want to see how that would turn out, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, because Del Toro's like perfect to do this stuff, because he loves this like dark fantasy children's thing, right?
I mean, he did
That's
the Pinocchio.
Like, Pinocchio is spooky and shit, yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that epic. You're fine with him messing with Pinocchio, huh? But we can't...
I don't give a fuck about the sanctity of Pinocchio, yeah, I don't.
Wow. After
Mussolini in it. It's funny. He's played by SpongeBob. Mussolini is in that movie. It's great.
Wow. And they just did so many Pinocchios in this time. They did the Disney one.
Yeah, same year they did the Disney one, and there was like some shitty Russian one too, I think. The same year.
Wow.
So people were comparing them.
Is that live action, that one?
I don't remember.
Wait,
I
was
do
Disney
know that
live action? Oh, yeah, I guess.
The Disney one was live action, yeah. But there's only like one live action character in the whole fucking movie, so might as well not be. But yeah. It was live action, and it was terrible. It was actually done by the guy who did Back to the Future.
Wow.
Whatever his name was. Yeah, the director of that. Because he loves his like effects-driven movies, right? So, and I guess now he's like a shitty director for hire for Disney. That's great.
Impressive.
The fall of Robert Zemeckis should be studied, I think. Someone should do a video essay on that someday.
Impressive.
Not me, though.
All right, so... Yeah. So I guess the scene is fine. Well, I guess you hated the the sun in the Ascaroth scene.
Yeah, I don't care for the sun being a big... Like, he can be there. He can have a son, right? He doesn't need to be, like, instrumental in the death of Smaug, though. That's dumb.
Yeah, I like how in the animated movie, like, he just gets lucky with that shot instead.
He's not lucky. You know what it is? A little bird flies down. The bird... Frodo, Bilbo tells this bird, "Oh, I saw this chink in the armor," and then the bird flies down and it whispers to this guy, and he knows he's got to aim for this spot, so he does.
Wow!
And he gets him.
Impressive.
Smaug fucking dies. It's very good.
But I swear the arrow does like a looping before it hits. So I think it was pure luck.
It's animated by like Ralph Bakshi, so it's all fucked up looking. Yes, you know, it probably does do loops and spins and twirls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess does it go to Dol Guldur after that?
Yeah, we finished Dol Guldur off. That's when Galadriel confronts Sauron. I don't even look at this as part of the movie anymore. I look at this as like its own short film that's just in there. And I think we covered it mostly, but it's, yeah.
Yeah.
They finish him off, right? Saruman goes, "Leave Sauron to me." And then he goes off and then he turns evil, I guess. He makes a deal or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he was already evil, who knows?
Yeah, maybe he already knew he was going to make a deal.
Yeah. I like to think in that moment he did believe that he would go and stop Sauron. I like to think.
I mean, I guess if he was evil, he probably would have protected Sauron then.
Yeah, well, maybe, I don't know. Well, he couldn't beat Galadriel, Elrond, and Gandalf all at once. You know.
Maybe.
I guess Gandalf was injured, but he could not.
Oh yeah.
Galadriel,
by the way,
is like maybe second most powerful character in this whole series. So.
Well, yeah, but she used a lot of power. Okay.
Maybe he could have killed them all, but there's another trilogy of movies that doesn't work.
Yeah.
We can't do that. That's just not what happened.
Let's just have the two towers right now, okay?
Sure, yeah. Build it up.
Hey,
what was like a clip from that movie that was circulating on Twitter where Saruman's like, "Oh, we will take the trees from the north or whatever," and people were like, "Oh, he's a great boss. He comes up with the ideas. You know, he's like a proper manager. I'd love to have a manager like Saruman." People were saying. Because there's like an orc who's like following him around, going, "Oh, we do not have enough fuel for the furnaces." Like this nice like union orc. This is very funny.
Well, I guess they knew about the end, so they probably wouldn't have bothered. They wouldn't have dared to just take the trees, you know, without his say so.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, they couldn't do it. They were like, "Oh, we can't do it because the trees are too deeply rooted," and Saruman gave some solution to that. I forget what it was. But yeah. I don't know. It was a good scene. That was just on Twitter like a month ago.
Wow. Whatever. I've not heard of this. I forgot to ask what happened in The Shining. Why was Johnny limping?
Because he fell down the stairs.
Oh really? That because like.
He got hit with the bat and he fell down the stairs.
That was mostly him hurting his head. I didn't realize that was that.
Well, I tripped in the fucking grocery store and my ankle's fucked up, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
How relatable, huh?
Yeah, I can relate. He's a literally me character is what he is.
Now you won't be able to kill your son and your wife because you're hobbled, damn.
Yeah. That's why I'm gay. So I won't have to deal with that conundrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, where were we?
I don't fucking know anymore. We finished the Dol Guldur stuff. What happens after that?
After that, they crawl out of the water from Lake Town, and Alfred tries to get the blankets.
Yeah, this fucking Alfred bullshit. Yeah, and he tries to like take credit and like lead. I feel like what they're going for is Alfred. He's trying to be the corrupting influence on the Bard now, but like it never works. Bard never like drops his guard or figures, "Oh, maybe I should just take a bunch of money and run now." You know, he always wants to do the right thing. Alfred is just there like speaking basically to no one. He's stupid. And yet Bard keeps like trusting him. He like tells him like, "Oh, make sure to help evacuate. Please get my kids out." He trusts his fucking children with Alfred. Makes no sense. Hey, so stupid.
Hey, he is epic, okay? He tries to do a redemption story, but Alfred is not having it. That's pretty good.
Alfred should just not be in this film. He should have died with the Master if he's in it at all.
The Master should have survived.
And he shouldn't be in it at all. No, we don't need them both walking around doing their shit. Their fucking Dickens shtick. We don't need it.
He was gonna eat his bollocks all over the place, okay?
No.
I wish we would have. I wish he wouldn't have died. I wish he would have run away, and we see him vacationing all over Middle Earth while the battle is raging. Okay, with his stolen
Jesus
gold.
Christ. No, absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, he knows.
We don't need him.
We don't need dragon sickness. We have our gold, but we're still having fun. Okay.
He has the dragon sickness. I don't know if you picked up on that. The subtext. They don't say he has the dragon sickness 15 times like they do with Thorin. So maybe you didn't pick up on it, but he also does.
I mean,
see, the message of these movies is that greed will corrupt you. Too much fucking money and shit will corrupt you and make you worse.
I mean, that's just retarded, though. That's like...
Yeah, I know you think it is.
I mean, that's as stupid as Batman
Mr. Beast, motherfucker.
Interrupting, baby. That's as bad as Batman thinking he's gonna turn evil because he kills the Joker or whatever. Like,
what, you think the morality in these children's stories might be a little bit simplistic?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Well, I mean, obviously, like, the money is still pretty important, you know. We just have to put it aside sometimes, okay, when there's a battle.
You have to put it aside quite a lot and focus on other things in life, you know, like relationships, like friendships.
No, I will not part with a single coin.
Okay. I thought that was cool that Thorin echoes that line the same way that Smaug echoes the Precious line. I thought that was a neat touch.
Hell yeah, that's
genuine.
Really
like,
epic.
Peter Jackson's still like a good filmmaker under there, you know? Under all the CGI bullshit.
I mean, I don't know how you can shit on this last movie so much shit. That was so much cool shit.
It was... There's maybe like 20 minutes or a half hour of worthwhile stuff in this movie. That's a fifth, and I gave it 1 star out of 5. So my rating is fair.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said all the negotiations were fine.
Yeah, and that is not very much of the movie, though.
Oh, they negotiate quite a while between him and the Elf King and Bard.
They do. They don't do it as much as I'd want. Okay, it's not as much of a percentage as I'd want it to be.
I mean, like, we have Bilbo coming in with the Arkenstone. Like, that scene is amazing. All right.
Yeah, that's a good scene, but, like, you know, we don't need all of this stuff. We don't need like 5 different dwarves telling Thorin that he needs to stop being greedy before he decides to stop being greedy.
Wow. Yeah, just get over your mental illness, you know, just...
Yeah, his arc doesn't need to... It doesn't need to be like this overwrought and overextended, you know? Everything just takes too long. It's just really stretched out, every single thing. And that's what bothers me the most about these movies.
I mean, we start off with the dragon stuff. That was definitely worth keeping. And then we have the negotiations, and we have, like, them settling into the city, the ruins. I think the fight in the ruins made sense too, because they actually have to protect the children and stuff. That was good.
Yeah, you can have a bit of that. It doesn't need to be half an hour of the movie, though. It just doesn't need to be. We don't need Gandalf to fight off a big, like, troll who then gets choked to death on a character who shouldn't be in the movie. Doesn't need to be like that.
I mean, that was a deleted scene, actually. I don't know.
That's in the extended cut. I saw it.
I meant extended scene. It wasn't in the original. Yeah. It wasn't in the cinematic cut.
I want to point out, by the way, they know that they should not be stretching these things out, because the fucking extended Battle of Five Armies is shorter than the theatrical Return of the King. Like, they know that this is not enough stuff to stretch into the finale, but they did it anyway to like 2 hours and 45 minutes. Why? And it felt so much longer than either of the other two.
Well, it's too long, but it's too short. Nonsense.
Well, no, I guess I'm thankful they didn't stretch it out to 4 fucking hours like the extended Return of the King. But, you know, it's like there's like no more content that they possibly could have squeezed out to make this movie like hit the 3-hour mark like the other ones do. So I guess I'm glad they didn't try, and it is the shortest one, even though it feels like the longest one by a long like mile.
Yeah, because it's a lot of action.
No, like there were times when I was like checking every like 5 minutes because it felt like hours were passing. Like, it was like I was trapped in some fucking time vortex. It was doing bad stuff to my mind.
Wow.
It was really bad.
I mean, I liked seeing the warfare.
I did not.
Well, you said you were happy at least with the way where they went for the Azog, where they rode the chariot.
I don't like Azog being in it much at all. I like the bit where they're riding on the chariot's good. But that should be like a 2-minute scene within like maybe 30 minutes of battle is what I'll give them at most, you know?
Wow.
Instead, it's a full hour of like the battle alone is a full hour of this movie. And it's just way too much.
I mean, I really like how far they went with the chariot. Okay, that was just epic. They started out in Erebor, and they had to ride so far out to get to where Azog was, and there were enemies all along the way. And they each time they just perfectly hit every head, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't fucking know, man. There's Did he catch the bit where the fucking sandworms come in?
Yeah. And then the guy goes like,
sandworms?
"Oh my god!" No, he says, "Oh come on!"
Why are they here?
Well, you don't think they're in the Silmarillion?
No, I don't.
Like
they're from Dune, which was written later.
When orcs travel, they travel in style. They're in a sandworm, okay?
You know, Tolkien hated Dune. He actually despised the book,
and they stole his sandworms. He really hated it.
Yeah, and they're putting sandworms in his fucking book in his story.
No, Dune must have stolen his sandworms, okay?
No, they did not. There are no sandworms in Tolkien's universe, just like there's no giant rock monsters. Both of these are not real.
Well, the rock monsters were certainly cool.
They were fine. They were pretty short, all things considered. They do change, like, the whole power balance of the entire universe. Like, why doesn't one just, like, march into Mordor and smack the tower over, you know?
Who?
They could do it at any time.
Who?
One of the rock monsters. They could do that.
Well,
but they don't.
Well,
they choose not to,
because they're not good.
Maybe they're dumb. Maybe no one can communicate with them at all. Who knows? And they have no idea of any of the bad stuff in the world. That seems like a glaring thing, though. Like, you'd think like they would be a bigger player in this universe, but they're just not. They're only in this one scene in The Hobbit. So.
Well, it turns out you're wrong. Werewolves were creatures told of in the stories of the hobbits.
Yeah, you know what they would have been? They would have been like dragon-y creatures, like shitty little dragons is what they'd be. They're not literally worms. That's why they're spelled with a Y.
Werewolves were believed to be inhabiting the last deserts.
Yeah. That doesn't imply actual like giant sandworms from Dune.
Dude, if they're desert worms, they're sandworms. Okay, come on.
No, they could be big. They could be like serpents. They could be like fucking big snakes. They could be dragon things. You know.
Wow. I can't believe.
Why are they called wereworms? Are they like people who turn into snakes?
I mean, I guess
they're probably not
that
giant.
Might make sense.
I do not think that they are giant like creatures that only appear in this one movie for some reason, and the orcs never decide they need to use them again. You know?
I guess that does seem strange.
Yeah, stupid. It is not known if they were an actual race or if they were only a part of Hobbit folklore. Well, they're not even real in the book.
Well, folklore.
They might not even be real. Which mentions several mythical creatures, such as Dumbledores. Dumbledores are in The Hobbit.
Hell yeah.
They're giant bees. Okay.
Well, that makes sense. They dumble.
That fucking J.K. Rowling bitch. That uncreative idiot. What the fuck?
Hey, that's a nice nod, okay? He's not a bee.
That's stupid.
And he's gay.
You know who's actually gay is Ian McKellen, okay? Yeah, they didn't have to shoehorn it into the movies.
They should have made him gay, yeah.
No, he loves Galadriel, okay? That's fine. We don't need a prequel story about Gandalf and Sauron making out, you know? What a dog shit fantasy universe the fucking Harry Potter verse is.
I'm still waiting.
So stupid.
I'm still waiting for more Harry Potter sequels. Why don't we see him being a magic cop?
Well, don't worry. We're getting a shitty remake as an HBO Max TV show.
Wow.
With fucking same J.K. Rowling still involved. Despite being like the worst screenwriter in history and costing them a shit ton of money on those Fantastic Beasts movies.
I mean, I don't think that's true.
I don't know why they don't just buy her out of the franchise or something.
Well, that can't be true. Stick Beasts.
Stupid.
Box
office.
Those
movies flopped hard, okay? Maybe the first one did well. The other two did not. However many they made. Did they only make 2? I don't even know.
No, I think there must be 3.
I think so, yeah.
I know they had Johnny Depp and then replaced him. Cancel culture. Yeah. How did Rowling let that happen?
I don't fucking know. She doesn't want to work with a guy who was accused of beating his wife, I guess. I don't know.
Huh.
She's a feminist, you see.
Yeah,
That's why she spends all her time on Twitter shitting on trans people. What a great human being who exists and holds considerable influence over our planet. That's great.
I mean, I know that Harry Potter series is going to be epic, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It's going to be dog shit, okay? Harry Potter's already not great to begin with. It's really not. Stupid.
Terrible.
Oh my god. They better... I hate the state of modern entertainment so fucking much, dude. I hate it.
Me.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
I guess you're in heaven because they're making more Lord of the Rings spin-offs. They're bringing Harry Potter back again. God damn it. They're remaking all the Disney movies.
Yeah,
we're gonna get Ant-Man 5 in a couple years, I'm sure.
Hell yeah, and Inside Out 3 maybe. Who knows? It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Inside Out's gonna be a mainstay franchise that needs sequels.
I mean, it might as well. God. It's all about growing up.
Stupid. She grows up at the end of the first one. That's the point of the movie.
No,
she doesn't need to grow up more.
No, she's a baby. Like they heavily hinted at puberty being a thing.
No, whatever. Fuck these movies.
Fuck
everything.
I want her to grow old, and then the emotions are unsure how to cope with her death. You know, when she's demented.
But they exist in her head. They can't continue on after she's dead.
That
doesn't make any sense.
No, it'll just be her life flashing before her eyes. You know.
Okay.
That'll be the final.
They can
Inside
retcon
Out.
that she's the grandma. She's the old lady in Up too. Why not? Make them all the same universe. Fuck it. Make sequels to all of them.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah. I hate it so much. Anyway, The Hobbit.
Yeah, remember The Hobbit?
The third fucking Hobbit movie. Anyway, good God.
Oh, did we start with the battle already? I guess we did.
Probably. I don't know. We're jumping around a lot. It's okay.
I guess we're getting to the part where Azog has his final showdown and he's on ice.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like an okay fight scene, but he's just fighting the CGI creature. It doesn't look great. It's you know.
I love when he does the ice physics. Okay?
Small confrontation just doesn't even work. Okay, it's too small and like weird, and compared to like it just feels anticlimactic when you've been having this giant battle in the background for half of the movie.
That doesn't make any sense. He set out to kill Azog, and then he is the only one left, and Azog is the only one on his side. You know, it's perfect.
They didn't build their stakes properly. They don't I don't care about Azog and Thorin's anger at this fucking orc who killed his grandfather 30 million years ago.
Well,
I don't
he's
care.
Currently trying to kill him all the time.
I don't care.
Wow.
He's a fucking orc. Why can't Legolas shoot him in the head one time? Like every other orc. Stupid.
Well, he killed Bolg, okay? He was busy.
I guess he was.
He was fighting on that Matrix tower, right?
Yeah.
And he ran out of arrows.
The tower over.
Yeah.
The sad thing is, it takes so much talent to, have this, where the fight scene, like, it does naturally progress. So Legolas, he ends up on the tower, and then he has to knock the tower over using the big troll, and then he fights the guy, and you get like they go inside the knocked over tower, so you get like a few minutes of like close quarter fighting and stuff. Like, it's all choreographed so well, and it's in the service of this like stupid character who shouldn't be here at all, and is just wasting more of our time. Like, why put so much effort into making this bullshit cool?
They should make another Legolas movie.
They should bury Legolas's actor, I think, in real life. Maybe. Because Peter Jackson made a bad decision. Wow. Fuck that guy. Was that Orlando Bloom?
Yeah.
He's in Pirates of the Caribbean too, right?
Yeah, he's pretty good in that too.
This guy's probably rich as fuck.
He was in Kingdoms of Heaven, right?
He is.
That was a good one
Balian too. Ibelin. I have no fucking idea what Kingdom of Heaven is about.
Wow, we should watch that one.
Is it bad? Let me see.
No, it's one of the best movies of all time.
It received mixed reviews upon theatrical release.
Wow.
Although critics, they did like the director's cut more, so who knows? I don't know. And it did not make all of its money back at the box office either.
Tragic.
Did not double its budget, which is, that's the like bullshit measurement everyone uses. Probably not even real, but it was not a huge hit, I guess.
I mean, I guess that's just like regular taxes for you, like sales tax, Wait, do you have sales tax?
Huh. Yeah, we got GST.
Do Americans have sales tax?
I think it depends on the state. I think they mostly do. I don't know. We actually have like we actually have like one of the taxes, like the provincial tax, like isn't a thing for where I live, so it's but like that ends up just being rolled into the price of everything anyway, so it's not really any cheaper. So
we got 20% sales tax on most things. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. This Battle of Five Armies movie, it's not any good, okay?
Betrayal.
They should have. Betrayal?
I can't believe you would surprised? You would hate it
2 hours
this
into
much.
This podcast? Okay.
I'm tired, okay?
I'm getting tired too.
I was hiking for 6 hours today, alright? And I had to watch The Shining.
I just woke up and then I've been doing this podcast for 3 hours, so...
Nice.
Yeah. Good God. What else is there to talk about in Lord of the Rings? Or in The Hobbit? Whatever we're doing.
Well, Bilbo comes home to find all his goods to be auctioned off because he is presumed death.
You know what I think of that fucking scene?
It's epic.
I think it's okay. That's an okay way to cap it off, I guess. Whatever. He comes back and his house is empty and he looks around.
I love how bureaucratic it is. I love how they have him sign a contract and then the contract is what allows him to prove that he's not dead. It's beautiful.
Yeah. They're all like pretending that they don't remember what he looks like and shit, as if he's been gone for a year, right? But like you don't forget what your fucking neighbor looks like in a year.
He's fully dressed in black now. It's crazy.
He looks the same. He's Martin Freeman. Stupid.
No, his outfit is like it was such a I don't know, such a British outfit, I guess. Whatever, like a fat lazy. Same. No, he doesn't. I mean, like his outfit is way different. Okay,
he's literally just wearing a black cloak. If I wore a black coat and I showed up to this podcast, would you not be able to tell who I was anymore?
Yes.
See, my favorite parts of these podcasts is when I force you to take the dumbest possible position for the sake of the argument. That's the best part.
Yeah, it's like you being Bomber, like you count for two. Okay, yeah, fine. Wow. I guess I can spot you. Good job.
Wow. That was like 4 fat jokes. Good God.
When?
How rude.
What this one was 4?
I don't know. You spout off like 4 of them at once. Okay, you didn't know which joke you were telling because you're tired.
Well, Bomber's the one where he says that he counts for 2.
Yeah, you said you'd spot me too. That's like workout shit, right? I don't fucking know. Whatever.
No, I meant I would recognize you.
We're spending too long in this joke. It's turning into a scene from The Hobbit, okay? Good God.
Look, the cooks are complaining that we're running out of food for you, okay? And the wine.
This has to end, okay? We can't quite make it to 3 hours of this Hobbit podcast, I don't think.
Wow, what a disappointment. People will be shocked that it's too short and we got to the point too quickly. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm sure they will be. Okay.
They would
Should we end it? Is there anything else for The Hobbit to say at all?
Well, I guess Gandalf knows about the ring, but not quite. And I wonder...
he does.
I wonder, did Bilbo write about the ring in his book? How different is his original telling to this new retelling where he's telling the whole story? Or is the whole story just like the random bullshit that was added to the movie? Or is he just telling all his secrets about the ring now?
I think the book he is writing is exactly what happens in the Hobbit book. Because, I mean, he is literally writing The Hobbit, the book, The Hobbit, right? So, yeah.
But before then, he said he didn't tell Bilbo the whole story. What's that about?
Well, yeah, because he was talking... Whenever he, like, told Frodo, like, bits and pieces of the story, you know, it would be in chunks. Because the idea is that Bilbo is kind of Tolkien's, like, insert for part of Lord of the Rings. Because he'll tell chunks of the story to these people, right? And he'll... In the same way that... like Tolkien told his kids like chunks of the story as like bedtime stories, and then he compiles the whole thing in a book later at the end. Well, and that's
I mean, the way I understood it is him saying he hasn't told the whole truth. Is meaning that now Peter Jackson has license to add whatever he wants.
I guess so. Maybe you can read it that way. You can interpret these things in many interesting ways, I guess.
Indeed. Yeah. Well, I just gotta say, you know, back in the day when the Battle of the Five Armies came out, I was so hyped. I saw that trailer, it was so good. It was like, will you have war or peace? And he says he will have war, and the consequences of that war were really felt. And then I finally saw all the epic battles, you know, it was really good.
Different shots of people going, there will be war. How many shots like that are in that trailer? Because they say that like 5 times in this movie.
Well, I mean, it was just Thorin doing it.
Yeah.
I don't remember them saying it that often. Oh well. Who knows?
I don't know. Jesus.
Well, these orcs, they should just let the heroes kill each other, you know? Silly orcs.
They probably should have, yeah. They're pretty stupid, honestly.
Yeah.
Would have been way easier.
Damn.
Maybe they would have won.
Asog, what a fool. I guess he just wanted the glory for himself.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm glad he's not anywhere in Lord of the Rings, and all the orcs actually look good in that movie, so, you know.
Well, I guess he blew it by using the worms. If he had just snuck up on them, he could have seen, oh, they're fighting, I guess I'll wait.
Yeah.
He blew it.
Okay. Should we end this podcast?
Yeah. All right. I hope everyone enjoyed the unexpected purple, you know?
Yeah. The final appearance, maybe?
Wow.
I don't know.
It's betrayal.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.